Yes, pretty much. Let's see. Yeah, I'm having a bad day with tech. Um,
Uh,
Basically, so to summarize what's been fucking happening. Um, so in my on my computer, I've been having that RAM issue, right?
yeah,
And
you
I
troubleshooted
said,
for
fuck
like a
it,
month
ordered a
or
new
so now.
RAM. Turns out the RAM I ordered isn't compatible with my motherboard, despite me going to a website that specifically checks for RAM to motherboard compatibility. So that's great. Sent that back. So I
Okay.
said, fuck it. I'm just going to use 32 gigabytes. I'm just going to use channel 2 and channel 4 because, or as they're called, B2, A2 and B2, right? Uh, so
Yeah,
I'm just
the
going to do that,
motherboard should be able to run those.
right? Same issue
Yeah.
happens. I'm getting curious. I run A1, B1. Same issue happens. I'm like, wait a second. What happens if I put one stick in? Same issue happens. Every single time my computer was getting to 50% RAM, it fucking freaked out and crashed. It didn't matter how much RAM, just 50% made it freak out. So I put all four sticks back
That's
in.
specific. Mm-hmm.
So now I have 32 gigabytes technically again, for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm going to be real. So I was searching around online, and it turns out that someone was like, yeah, I've been crashing at 50% RAM ever since I turned Intel virtualization on. I'm like, oh, I did that for BlueStacks myself.
Oh no.
And like, this was so long
Yeah,
ago.
I believe I
Yeah. So I
uh
yeah, so it's crazy. So I went in, put all four sticks in, turned off virtualization, and we're gonna see how it goes now. Because if virtualization was what was making the computer just shit itself, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. Hi, Cass.
Hello.
What's got you down?
Huh?
Huh?
Pardon?
I said, what's got you down?
actually wait, where's sign to give me my L for this train?
Oh, that's a good point.
That
Where is
motherfucker's a
sign?
free space. Where is he? How are we
I
supposed
don't
to get our second free space?
That's sign. Are you dead?
know. Nah, I just got pestilence attacking me again.
Oh, by the way, it sure is interesting how ever since Sign learned about the Cyan L box, he's never had a single bingo sheet that had it on it. Sure is interesting.
Hmm. He probably makes another one every time he sees Cyanel because you can remake them.
Oh
Unlike
no,
a lot of
he definitely does because he's a fucking coward.
Mm.
He's definitely he's definitely
What the
refreshing
fuck
it.
is fish tank? Oh, obviously he's refreshing it. The fuck is fish tank? Fish tank reality TV simulator?
It's. I feel like Fish
Huh?
Tank TV is like all those random people in a single house that have to live together, that sort of shit. Essentially, we're watching them like we're in an aquarium.
What the
That or
fuck?
it's a parody of Shark Tank.
No, because it's got a bunch of weapons and shit, and you're killing zombies as well. Grab poop from toilet? What the fuck? What?
What?
What are you looking at?
Apparently, some game asked Kirsch to be the official VTuber for their game. I just looked up the game. It's fucking weird.
I mean, fitting for a VTuber.
Yeah, no, if they're like, we will absolutely take this gamble, they have some off the wall ideas, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, I was thinking,
Don't hurt yourself.
wow, okay, universe, I understand. I see. I understand. Well, I said I was thinking, universe said, yeah, worm. Cool.
What did the universe actually say?
Oh, worm.
Worm for fanfiction,
Oh,
where no one thinks. Not even the thinkers.
True. Welcome to Fanfiction Bingo, where the squares are made up and no one's thinking.
And where we learned 2 streams ago that the authors don't research what they're writing for, but they do research on something. Just
They research
not
their
what they're writing
fetish.
for. Yeah.
Yeah. Worm. Wormy worm. Wormy, 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 worm. Worm,
Only
worm, worm.
1.8 on fanfiction. Damn, I knew it was mainly a space battles thing and sort of QQ, but
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. 1.8's actually fucking crazy numbers for modern day fanfiction. Like, everything, like, I'm sorry, but everything past, like,
20.
2012, I would say.
Uh,
Any property released after 2012 basically got a giga nerf on fanfiction.
Yeah, but I was just more thinking with how popular Worm is in fanfiction and even crossovers and stuff. Like, how many crossovers are there for Worm on there?
There are 1.5. So there's almost as many worm stories as there are worm crossovers.
I
I
think
can
that's
drink to
very
that.
telling that no one. I think that's very telling that either no one wants to write Taylor as the protagonist, so they cross over protagonist, or no one wants to write in the Worm world, so they put her in the different world.
No. No, like about like 90% of the stories in the worm crossover section are Taylor, main character, taking place in Worm, and she's just getting someone else's power set. Yeah. So, my ShopRite that I go to, they had a sale. They run a sale every like week or so on whatever the competing stocked raviolis. So they have their ShopRite brand raviolis, which are actually not terrible. Decent price. They have their store brand raviolis, and they're okay. But, I kind of like some flavor and shit, but I also don't want to have just Gigapack garbage. So there's this one brand that just really sells sometimes off the wall raviolis. Like, hey, this is a ravioli, okay? Except there's no cheese in it. Actually, we just packed it full of barbecue sauce and pulled pork. I'm like, okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It's like a whole ass meal for $4. Be good.
Yeah.
But let's see what we got here. We got an axe story to start off with, so that's gonna be.
I saw Libromancer there at the number 2, so that's an old.
Oh yeah, that guy. Fuck that guy. We've covered his story before. I fucking hate that
Yep,
story.
it was terrible. We've made fun of it, I think, twice.
Yep. Yep. God awful story. I fucking hate it. Let's see what we got here. We got
which
Earning Her
story?
Stripes. Oh, Earning Her Stripes. This is the
With hatchet face powers, I'm pretty sure.
No, is
Where
it?
she nullifies, maybe. I know.
I thought
actually what the
Earning Her
story
Stripes was the one where she joins the Empire. Wait, no, is this the one where she becomes fucking Siberian?
Oh, it could be actually, yeah. And instead, or that, yeah, it could be actually. Just not in this fic. She becomes Siberian, I believe.
Okay, Sophia.
It's been a while. I followed multiple.
Come on, what's this all about? Your family home? No, family's not home. Forget Herbert. This is more important. Slaughterhouse 9, retrospective was playing. Downhill, trying harder and harder. Okay, blah, blah. Jack Slash got his head blown off by a 12-gauge shotgun. Now, despite the name of Slaughterhouse 9, the gang really had 5 more members. They never attacked big cities anymore. Ignoring the screen. Backpack. 3 cloth wrap bundles. She unrolled the bundles. What are they? I have no idea. All I know is this was some kind of cape fight between people I've never seen. A dead guy was holding a case. I grabbed the case. This is what was in it. They didn't realize you had them. By the time I started looking, I already ran away. As soon as I opened the case, I dumped it along with canisters. These things were in just in case. They look fragile. No shit. I accidentally lost 2 already when they broke against each other. But I've been keeping the rest of them wrapped up and separate from each other since then, so they're good. There's got to be valuable somehow. Those vials look awfully like cauldron vials of powers in a can. What if it's true? Secret sauce.
And they get all 3 get powers. I remember that.
Can anyone drink it? Okay, powers. Do we really need more super villains? Vigilante life. We could be a team. Having powers. Julia, fucking wimp. Blah 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 blah. Mixing any fucking vials. Try to think of someone. Oh, one of them was like, "Oh, we should drink 2." See, here's the thing, right? If I was ever in a world where that sort of shit was real, like Resident Evil, Worm, I'm sure there's other properties out there with this sort of shit, right? I would never drink 2 vials. Because we see it happen every single time in every single fucking movie. The person's like, oh, I'm going to take 3 booster shots just to make sure that I'm not infected with the T-virus, and then they mutate uncontrollably into some monster, right? Where, yeah, it's just like, I don't think if I thought powers were in a can, I don't think I would drink 2 of them. No, I think I'd be like, you know what? I don't want to see what happens if you drink 2 of them.
I don't want to see how they'll fuse possibly horribly.
Yeah, right. You have the power to turn into a living flame, and the other one's a power to fucking turn intangible. But because you turned intangible while you were a living flame, you snuffed yourself out because you didn't have oxygen anymore. I feel like that'd be a bad plan.
Or the power to generate lightning, but then you got another power that changes your body, so your body is no longer resistant to lightning thanks to the first power. So you're just frying yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, so blah blah blah. Okay, so the triumvirate became the triumvirate after the public falling out of the 4 heroes. The reasons for Legend's defection from their ranks was never public, just the fact of it. Legend wasn't available for interviews. Okay, so
They're all
so this
still
is an
alive.
AU.
Legend.
Yeah, so this is an AU where the Slaughterhouse 9 fell apart 7 years before canon happened, and instead of them attacking the Quadumvirate, whatever the fuck you want to call them, and Hero dying, instead they lasted long enough due to the Slaughterhouse 9 not existing that the Triumvirate broke apart due to, fuck was that?
Gray and Atin, I think.
That was me, and
was
that
that?
was me and Gray.
Yo.
We finished the boss.
Nice.
Uh,
Instead of breaking apart, they instead of dying, they broke apart. So I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, the Act does a really good job of introducing his AU elements into the story. It's just his stories never finish,
yeah.
and they
Like,
take
this
forever.
is 40. This is 47 chapters, and he's got another one that's 42, 40, 38, and they're just all not finished, and they're all hundreds of thousands of words. Not a single story I think I'm looking at is complete on his profile.
Yeah, and not only that,
One, 108 chapters, 627k words.
yeah,
Another one that's 200k with 25 chapters. And then a few more that's all in the 100,000 to 300,000k words between that. Like, I feel bad for people that like Act stories, because if you find one story that you like, then you're gonna go, oh, I wonder what other stories he's got, and it's like, fuck, that's millions and millions of words. Hmm.
So anyway, their plan is to give Taylor power up. They're each gonna get powers, and then they're gonna force feed Taylor her power, and then they're going to cause a scene, make Taylor lash out at everyone, and then they're gonna jump in as the heroes to save the day and to characterize Taylor as a villain. Which I mean is a surprisingly decent plan for something that's supposed to be thought of by fucking teenagers.
And by someone like Sophia Hess and
I
Emma
would say
Barnes and
Madison.
certainly better than some of the ones I've seen.
like, these are three teenagers who blatantly use Shadowstalker's powers to fucking hurt Taylor. Like, Madison should have known that Hess was Shadowstalker with shit like the flute and all that.
The fact that she didn't was really sad.
That's just because that's how stupid she is.
Right. So, okay, so then they, preparation's the real thing. Okay, so this is the part where they... What the fuck? Okay. Okay, so Madison and Emma really get into the hero thing. Okay, yeah, blah, blah. So when the fuck do they jump Taylor? Jesus Christ.
I don't think it's... Yeah, it's not for a while. I think the first, like, 10 chapters is them practicing their powers. I remember I got into this fic, and then I dropped it because it took forever, but I just never took it off my follow list.
Yeah, okay, I'm not even gonna try and find out when they fucking jump Taylor,
Mm.
because apparently it's fucking taking forever, as you said. Jesus Christ. Whole
Yeah,
fucking stories about them jumping Taylor and giving her the Siberian power set, yet it takes apparently fucking 20 chapters for that to even happen.
And that's Act in a nutshell.
Yup. Gotta keep in mind.
Yep.
This dude gets paid per chapter.
He does. Basically, everything's a commission, isn't it?
Yep. Everything that's currently posted on his page is commissioned.
Alright, what else we got? Libriomancer that we've made fun of multiple times.
I mean,
Sex
it's really
story.
funny, right? Because, like,
Mhm.
Parcassius, everyone knows Parcassius, God's largest jackass. And
I thought that was Mad Raptor, aka.
yeah, well, yeah, no, yeah.
The man with worse summaries than Sign.
Honestly, God, it hurts.
Wow, that's impressive.
Fucking side. But yeah, so it's pretty crazy because we have Parcassius with the infinite chapter works, where he stretches a single scene into 19 chapters, and somehow packs 3 eulogies into like taking a step into a 10.
Yep.
And then you have Ack, where he just fucking world builds super hard and character builds super hard on everything but the actual main storyline. And so you keep paying him because you're like, oh man, it's so enjoyable. Yeah, the world's expanding before my eyes. Yeah, keep going, Ack. And then, so in the span of what you wanted to get done in 1 chapter, it gets done in 30, and yet you're happy in the end.
Essentially, Parcassius makes the plot, one part of the plot, take 10 chapters. Ack goes 10 chapters and says, what plot? We've still got world building to do.
No, Ack, no! Please, world build less!
Oh boy, time to build 4 new characters into the story before I do the plot.
But yeah, and then you have people like fucking Argentorum, who's just like, hey, I'm gonna have chapters that get straight to the point and have all of the things you want in them. Except I'm gonna vanish for several years at a time in between a bunch of chapters and then steal all your money. Fuck you.
True.
By the way, I'm coming back in between that to tell you to read my original novel, but I'm not going to come back and write the stories that you paid me for.
Oh no, he did. He just wrote a whole bunch of ones that were from people he knew personally. It was a bunch of he did update his commissions. Except it wasn't the commissions that were next in line. It was commissions for ideas that he had talked about with people on his Discord since he stopped updating his commissions.
Apparently, well, his DXD Worm story one, apparently, I don't know, I still get updates because I haven't unwatched it on Space Battles, but he posted something called Epilogue after 12 chapters, so...
Yeah, my fucking ass.
Yeah, I don't know if he's just dropped it, and he's
Well,
decided
epilogue 10 chapters, I mean, yeah, technically it's a novella, but, like, goddamn, we're not here for a goddamn novella.
No.
Oh yeah, Bomb and Gilead. That was a. Which one was that one? Which one was that one?
That's Denmachi. That's the Denmachi one where she.
Right, that was a good one. Yeah.
In the drinking competition where she drinks the Soma.
It actually is so painful because I actually love every single one of Argentorum's crossovers. I love all of them except for the WoW one because we did it better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mage Taylor. Yeah, but it's just Dalaran.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish he did more of his My Hero one because literally the first chapter is. Oh, by the way,
that was so fucking good. Yes.
By the way, she killed 12 people in a pile-up when she showed up. Wait, what?
I mean, she didn't stop dropping bodies the entire time, which was the best part. I honestly, I also really loved her Railgun one. His Railgun one.
Vaguely remember that one.
That's the one where she's able to copy psi powers of the people near her, and the longer she's near them, the more her brain understands how they view the world, and therefore can replicate the psi powers without being near them.
Oh, and she was acting as a teacher, I believe, at Mr. Makoto Harper's school.
Yeah. And because she could copy their powers, she could look at them in a different way than they could, and so she could therefore teach them better and on a one-to-one level. Yeah, that was great. I fucking loved that one so much because everyone's expecting her to just be some up-jumped fucking sidecaster, and she's like, no, you see, actually, I am a queen bitch of the universe, die.
Literally,
so she became Sarah Kerrigan.
True.
Essentially. The only ones I didn't care for are the crossovers I didn't know, which is a lot of his newer ones that he fucking talked with,
his Discord on, yeah. They were just not interesting. Yeah, no, none of them are fucking interesting.
And even his DxD one, like the one he continued, was probably his least interesting one.
I mean, yeah, he came back after years of not posting and dropped like 10 chapters of that WoW one. But that one was so fucking lame because not only did he get a bunch of WoW lore wrong, he just had Taylor ramrod through the WoW lore in terms of like she just like shows up at Dalaran. Dalaran's like cool, and then she just happens to get a cult forming around her, and then just happens to fall in with Kel'Thuzad, and then she happens to reveal him before he can do the bad thing, and then happens, and it's just fucking plot armor after plot armor for her, of everything just happening to go well in the best direction for her at the moment.
I think I just stopped reading that when she figured out how to use the light, and then apparently it was so powerful she made it a huge fucking light show at it. So I was like, what?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't even get to that point because I just got so fucking tired of how she just happened into everything.
Yeah, rather read Sneaky and Gracefic again, which I did do with their latest update.
Yeah, well, look, I got alcohol again, so I can start writing again. That's how this works, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad I wanted to make sure that was still how that worked.
Marvelous.
So,
I mean, I want to be clear. You're very drunk. You are very drunk.
I'm not drunk at all.
But you're not wrong.
Barely even tipsy.
Sneaky, it's part of the bit.
So what else? You know what isn't part of the bit? So I bought this plastic mat, to not tear up the carpet as much with my fucking chair.
Oh, those plastic mats do nothing.
Well,
except make it hard for you to roll.
Yes, because this one's apparently shattering beneath my immense gravity.
Yes. The only thing that might work for you is a glass one, but I wouldn't recommend that because it's glass.
Huh?
They make a glass version of those mats. And they're supposed to crack less and be better than the plastic ones. The issue being that they can still break.
And they're fucking made of glass, yeah. It's okay, I've just been repairing every single time a new crack forms in the mat. I just slap duct tape on it. That means it's repaired.
All of these front page worm stories look absolutely terrible, and yes, I'm including Sign's Mr. Saturday Night Special on there.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't give a shit about Sunday night, Saturday night, Mr. Whatever the fuck. I just...
Asian cop fucks underage girls. That's it.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of my point, is that it's just I don't give a shit about the story. I don't know why Sign is devoting so much of his fucking brain power to it. I know people are paying for him to write it, but like...
Which one?
Because he's...
Mr. Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, I don't give a shit about that one.
Because that's the popular story that he gets to write smut for, unlike with Outer Heaven, Star Wars, and even Zuko.
True.
That's why he puts so much effort into it.
No, I know. It's just, it's just not interesting, not even fucking slightly interesting. And yeah, those
regular
are
cop
his
and
most
worm.
popular stories, amusingly. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it is very funny that Zuko, Outer Heaven, and Star Wars Tanya are the most popular stories for him in terms of people actually commissioning them and him actually writing them. Because I mean, technically speaking, Red Light Cultivator was his most popular story previously, and people were
Yeah, I thought that was
commissioning quite a number of chapters for him. But this is what I'm saying when it comes to writing I don't think you should write original stories on commission.
No.
Because that's you have to have pre-planned the entire fucking story before you write it on commission. And he does not do that.
No. And then when he
Because,
gets stuck,
I mean,
he just writes form.
That's the problem is that in RLC, he got stuck constantly and then like constantly had to ask Pull to keep the plot going because people kept commissioning more and more chapters and it wasn't giving him time to actually write plot in between the chapters, you know. And so he was just trying to pump them out and then he fucking burnt himself out on it because again, he's trying to write an original universe that's supposed to be the sex version of Beware of Chicken.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And he was trying to write an original universe and he just fucking couldn't because he didn't plan out anything beyond like the shit he needed to plan out for the next couple chapters and that's it. And so it's like because he wasn't getting commissions for other stories in between them, he just had to keep putting out the fucking more and more chapters of the story he wasn't getting time to fucking think about. It's just really stupid. I just completely think writing an original story on commission is the dumbest approach you could possibly.
There's nothing wrong with writing an original story, but like you said, you have to have the whole thing planned out.
I said on commission.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you think you can make more, here's what I'm saying. If you think you can make more money on commission, right? If you don't think your book's gonna sell well or whatever, but you've got a dedicated following.
No. You know, just put it up for every month or once every 2 weeks or something to give yourself the time you need. For your Patreon or whatever the fuck, however the fuck you're getting money from people.
I guess you could do a Patreon.
Don't put it up for commission because commission has like a a sort of an idea of speed to it. Put it up for you know, like put it up for a once a month update or pay me $20 to see 3 chapters ahead sort of thing. Like that's what you should do with an original story.
Yeah.
And then leave the commissioning for the whatever flavor of the month people want that time, you know.
Yeah. On the other hand, seeing as it's signed, commissioning probably works because how many commission babies does he have again? Or has he gotten
about 29. No, he's fucking signed. Of course, he's got unlimited commission work.
Of course.
Yeah. It's always very fascinating with Sign because he'll only implement the idea I tell him to implement months to, you know, half a year after I told him to do it. You know, after he's crashed and burned, not listening to me, then he'll finally do it, and it won't work as well anymore because he's burned himself out on it already. It's like, you fucking moron. I was trying to prevent the burnout.
What? Wait, that sounds to me like Sneaky had a good idea.
Yeah, I have those quite often, actually.
Compared to Sign, definitely he does.
So anyway, up next we got A Dick Named Rick by Sexbot. Worm CYOA Lewd Mode. Living high life as an Esper away from the real world, Rick has made it as a shining gem. Not to mention he fucks chicks left and right, and all over the world no one is able to resist him. I kind of feel like if this was AO3, we would see quite a number of tags that
quite a number of tags that would make me search for my shotgun.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Again, FFN. I don't think there should be porn on FFN.
This person has 118 stories.
I'm sure they do. I don't think there should be. I mean, they're blatantly using an AI to write.
Oh yeah, no, zero question about that.
28K words in the span of. Okay, I mean, admittedly, okay, so they're updating one chapter a month, but still, I mean, with 118 stories, either they're fucking churning words out one after the other, or they're dropping a whole shit ton, you know. But it's just like I don't think there should be porn on FFN. Frankly, I think there should be a lot greater restrictions on people's ability to access porn on the internet. Because, I mean, okay, look, yeah, I'll lay it out like this. Either we ban children from the internet, or we put the porn behind actual, genuine checks.
Yeah.
And anyone that breaks those, yeah, and anyone that breaks the containment on that gets fucking obliterated. A literal, like, airstrike hits their home. Because honestly, I'm just really tired of this shit. FFN obviously also needs to be fucking hung from the rafters because they need to be enforcing their fucking rules. They literally say on FFN's rules, don't post porn here. Porn is mature adult. We do not have mature adult rating on this website because we do not accept mature adult stories on this website. And yes, I realize Sign will get fucking obliterated for this, but I don't care. I think porn is way too easy for kids to access these days. It didn't do our generation any favors.
Gosh, no.
God, the fucking grammar's absolute dog shit on that story, too. That's amazing.
Of course it is.
Short stories and snippets, no one gives a shit. Hounded by Grief, a one-shot story taking place after the Endbringer Monument. Big old angst. Alright, go ahead and mark off angst, ladies and gentlemen.
Got that. I've actually got... No! We've got no sign in
no angst.
In the column with sign L.
Rip. Maybe Sign will show up later. Never know.
He hasn't responded, so he might be dead.
You never know. He's probably busy playing some new porn video game or something.
Hey, he could be playing an old one.
No, Sign doesn't play old video games because old video games look bad and therefore they are inferior.
Oh, right, I forgot he's one of those brain dead chuckle fucks.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, there's a certain level of old game where I'm like, I would really like this to get a remake.
I mean, that's fair. I will say there are a number of games out there that it's just like... It's not a graphics issue. It's not a graphics thing, but like... There's a lot of games out there that the mechanics are just clunky as fuck. Which I feel is different from graphics, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there are some very old games that work very, very well.
Like Oblivion.
No, not Oblivion. But
No.
What was it? Blue Destiny? Was that it, Max?
Yeah. Old
like,
Gundam game
that is
on
an
the Sega Genesis.
old game.
Oh.
Yeah.
It moves so fast, I'm kind of shocked anyone could play it sometimes, because oh my god, the speed in that game at times is like, why?
I mean,
Why
I
would you
remember
make
the
it this
old,
fast?
was it, Armored Core 3, I think it was, where everything was like in fucking methamphetamine mode.
Either 3 or 4. Watching professional footage of 4 is just like, how the fuck are you meant to react? And the answer is you don't. The auto lock system does it for you. Kinda.
True.
I'm gonna be honest, watching the gameplay at points you realize, oh, these guys are literally just flying on a wing and a prayer, hoping that this particular bullet hits their enemy.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Also, what box did we get for the bingo?
We got angst.
I don't have it.
Oh, I do have that.
Alright, let's see what we got here. We got, The Epic of Sir Win, the American Knight. Oh, yeah, I'm sure this is gonna be good. Dear Diary, today I have slain a dragon.
Wait, Sneaky. Earning your stripes or whatever from Act, does that first chapter doesn't get to the point?
Yes.
Alright, so we also got that.
That's true. That is true.
Because it was 10 chapters that didn't get to the point.
I have non-chapter, but I don't have first chapter doesn't get the point. Motherfucker.
Rip.
Sneaky
Dear Diary, today I have slain a dragon. In my youth, I joined the Slaughterhouse 9 for reasons too despicable to confess. It is my blessing that I do not often recall that dark day, and I am left in a state of blissful ignorance. Alas, I can run no longer. I fear that our time is at an end and death approaches. A interesting story featuring Miss Militia, Jack Slash, and Bonesaw. 28 chapters with 60k words, putting it at roughly 2k words per chapter, which is pretty dog shit. Sorry, 3k. No, 2k words per chapter, which is pretty dog shit. Looks like the internet agrees with me as it has 2 reviews and 8 follows. And I'm sure if we click on these reviews, they are going to be bots. No bots at all. One bot. Wow. One of them's blatant. One of them forgot to take out the fucking brackets.
Oh. Oh, wow. That's interesting choice on their part.
Oh, God.
Obscurely eldritch abilities instead of being a deranged Spanish man. Now where's the windmill?
Don Quixote.
I think I'd rather just read about Don Quixote.
True. To Gwyn, who is myself. Earlier today, a traveling companion gifted me this journal, advising I begin a diary to recollect these personal details I am wont to forget. Is my memory really so awful? I had asked, doubtful and somewhat reluctant. It isn't seemingly for a man to have a diary, you see. I also cannot recall anything that I have particularly difficult recollecting. Isn't it possible I just don't bother to remember irrelevant things and that my memory does not suffer from any significant defect? Big bro, you've said this a million times since Mr. Jack gifted you that book. So how about a bet? I'll ask you questions, you try to answer. If I win, you write in that diary and let me read when I want. You also need to write that you made this bet. I don't want you forgetting and refusing me later. And what if I win? I asked. She cocked her head and thought. Then I'll admit, and I'll never question your memory again. Banging a fist as the idea struck her. How about it? We got a deal. Yes, I agreed with a nod, as long as you don't cheat. I won't cheat, she pouted. I know. Though I do not know how I knew that I knowed that. She usually appreciated my silliness. Perhaps my power is to know the future. That would explain the familiarity. Firstly, your name. Excuse me? What's your name? The girl retracted her hovering finger, crossed her arms. Don't you know? Yes, the girl glared. I know it. I'm asking you if you know your name. It was our bet, remember? You have to answer the question. Yes, of course, I agreed. My name is John Baptiste. I heard a snort of laughter from the side. Wrong. Next. I disagree. I believe my name is John Baptiste, and I think you're misremembering again. Her jaw dropped. Again. Yes. You also seem to recall incorrectly that I have an issue with my memory. Your name is Gwyn, she said weakly. Brows furrowing cutely in thought, already anticipating what was to come, trying to figure out how to convince me that I was wrong. Gwyn. Gwyn. I do not ever recall being referred to by that name. In fact, I am not even sure that sounds like a name you just made up. What does Gwyn even mean? And why does it have an E at the end? I shook my head in denial. No. It's far more likely you misremembered, as I neither recall having met you before today, or telling you my name at any point before this game. No one knows what the name means. What matters is the pretty ring in your ear and how nicely it unfolds upon your lips.
What the fuck?
Apparently, fucking Bonesaw took some elegancy classes. The girl asked, petulant with cheeks puffed. What does John even mean? Graced by God, of course, I told her with a roll of my eyes. Everyone knows that, and I know that I am indeed graced by God. How else could you expect my luck? That's why I'm called John. A girl sitting nearby laughed hollowly at that, my words distracting her from the lighter which she spent her time playing. I noted with little surprise these smiling scars that marred her face into a perpetual grin. I would ask about that. I decided to laugh, sharing her mirth. Oh ho ho! Cheered you up, have you? Grinning a genuine smile to match her scars. She didn't respond, but quickly fell into the depths of her onerous depression. I decided to move closer to her, but Blondie, that is what I'll call the girl, denied me. We haven't finished. I have more questions. You failed the first question, but you still have 2 more wrong guesses left before I win and start using that book. How many years old are you? 118 years, 3 months, 21 days, 5 hours, 17 minutes, 17, 18, 19. Be serious. You're 16? Yes, you're 16. No, I think my answer is better. Next question. Fine. Do you know where we're at? Atlantis. Next question. We're in America. I think you meant we're near Atlanta. That's what I said. Atlanta. You said Atlantis. Yes, I said Atlanta. Whatever. Do you know my name? Hey, Mimi. What's her name? Riley. Your name is Riley. Who's the sitting president? Okay, you guys get the fucking deal here. As the reviewer accurately said, Don Quixote, schizophrenic with eldritch powers. Unfortunately, the story kind of does get to the point. And by getting to the point, it means the guy's fucking just off his rocker. So we're gonna move on from that one. That was fucking riveting, like a fucking. I was gonna say riveting like a rivet gun, but goddamn, that's it works, but I don't like it. I'll drink to that though.
Yeah.
They don't even use powers supposedly until chapter 3, and that's apparently just him explaining his own powers when Cherish tries to use it on him. This really feels like a weird slice of life with murder that you'd find on AO3.
Amazing. Worm CYOA! So this is gonna be a good story.
Oh, I see you there in the summary, first pick.
Oh no. Kitsu! Wow, so really, this person is genuinely already worse than Sign when it comes to things. Worm CYOA is what they're using to write the story, and then Kitsu is the name of their character. So their story title is the template they're using to write the story and their main character's name.
But yeah, if you got first fic on your fanfic or whatever on your bingo, it's in the summary.
Follow Kitsu, normal person who turns into child case 53, and she runs around the world of Worm being a gremlin. Somehow I feel like the author is in fact not a woman. Just, vague idea. A possibility. In case anyone wanted to actually read these garbage-ass stories. I will make sure to link them.
We're not sure why you would want to, but...
The worst bit is, the author of Kitsu has both good authors and shit authors in their favorite authors list.
Well, I mean, that's to be expected.
Because they got Flame Claw's Fabled
Oh
Webs.
boy, okay, yeah, here we go. So, this is... I am a new author. I am finding I have a talent for slice of life interaction. Yeah, I don't think you do. I have a policy of when I make mistakes in the story, I will not change it, because that would be covering up my mistakes. No. That's not how that works.
Not sure what to say to that.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, sometimes you should leave stuff up as a reminder to not do that fuck up again. On the other hand, if it's actively like destroyed the flow of your story, maybe you should consider fixing it.
Yeah.
But no, it's a mark of a writer to keep your mistakes, though, according to this author.
Well, again, it can be. It's that's very context dependent. Like that's super context dependent.
I feel like yeah, as you say, it's context dependent, where it's like, if you're on chapter 10 and you go back and you realize that you made a mistake in chapter 1, and the mistake is like the direction of the story, I can understand not trying to go back, fix it, and like remake the story to be like, no guys, this is like the V3 of the story. It's like, okay, fine, fair enough. But if someone's like, hey, you spelled this word wrong, I feel like you should go back and fix it. Or hey, this was a bad scene and it's stupid. I feel like you should go back and delete it. One of the benefits of writing and posting online is the fact that you are writing and posting online, and you don't have to send it to a fucking print shop and have it published. And I feel like if you're not taking advantage of the fact that at any time you're capable of pulling up your story and fixing the parts that you fucked up, I feel like you are. I feel like that's a really fucking stupid thing to do. I feel like if it'd be like if a game in this day and age released, someone pointed out that there was a bug in the game, and they're like, well, we see it at our mark as game devs to never fix any of our bugs because they are evidence of our progress as game devs.
Yeah, that's
It's fucking stupid. Now, admittedly, there is a bit of a difference there because you are admittedly paying them money for a service, which is a little bit different from the free fanfiction. But yeah, if you have a Patreon running, I think you kind of fall into the section of game devs where it's kind of on you to actually go back and make sure your stories are of the highest quality you can reasonably make them. Reasonably. Like I said, I'm not saying go back and rewrite your entire story because of a mistake you made 2 years ago when writing chapter 3, but if you release a chapter and all the people paying you money say that sucked, delete the chapter.
Yeah.
Rewrite it. Go a different direction.
Or if you misspell a name entirely for the entire chapter, go back and change it. Don't throw a hissy fit and threaten to make it that the name of them written like that for the entire fic.
Yeah, that guy was such a fucking bitch. Holy shit. Massive baby moment. Oh my god.
Fucking writing Remus as Ramus, and then when that got pointed out saying, well, I'll do it for the entire fic then if you're going to keep pointing out my mistakes, it's like, what?
Note to anyone curious.
It's your name.
Note to anyone curious. This did not work as a threat. Everyone mocked him harder.
And then he threw another hissy fit.
Jeez,
No!
I wonder why.
Oh, we were talking about Argentorum earlier. Yes, Phoenix. Yeah. And then he threw another huge hissy fit about constantly being, fucking corrected, and then just dropped the fic entirely.
What the fuck is... Okay, just okay, But I want to, okay, as I don't feel, okay.
So apparently, if you were...
No, don't even say any of those words. I understand.
No.
This is why I'm not reading it out loud. Is by, no. That is the opposite.
Screw this. I'm getting more water and possibly some alcohol.
Oh God, I need more alcohol. Oh, I'm out of fucking Baileys already. Oh, fucking Christ. Oh, hey, shitlord's here.
Yeah, I was, a friend invited me to go to the Peach Festival, and I didn't realize it was going to take that long.
You clapped some peaches?
Yes. No, it was too fucking hot to clap peaches. It was like 95 outside. We went to the parade, and that was about the most pathetic parade I've seen in years.
Damn, you got caught in 4K though.
How you figure?
Well, I just found a picture of you at the Peach Festival.
No, that's on Co, you dick. But yeah, 0 of 10, not worth the drive.
Yeah, I mean, I could have told you that. The only good peaches I've ever had from a peach place that advertised itself as a peach place for peaches was that, that probably, Max probably might even know it. It's the fucking, the highway stop. Was it on, 75, 95?
Just listen. 85 south or 75 south?
Yeah, 75 south.
1 to 2 hours south of Atlanta. Pick a fucking exit. It's probably a produce stand right off the exit somewhere.
Oh no, this wasn't a produce stand. It was like the peach store. They had peach candles, peach pies, jarred peaches, candied peaches, fried peaches, grilled peaches, raw peaches.
Yeah, there's also that.
Yeah, we do all that.
It's so funny.
The Forrest Gump of peaches.
While we are the peach state, it is not our largest export, but by God, I've never heard anyone complain about peaches from Georgia.
Factual statement. Factual statement.
For those that don't know, peanuts are our largest export as a state for some reason.
Peanuts.
I don't know why.
Penis, yes.
Yeah, we also have a giant peanut just going up 75 north at some point.
Oh yeah, I passed that.
Nobody tell Anya.
Yeah, no, it was no, that was something. But yeah, Georgia definitely was a fun time for peaches. I'm definitely gonna pass through there again someday. But I can't imagine going to Louisiana for peaches. That sounds like
Listen here, fucker.
terrible.
We are renowned for peaches, just like Georgia
No.
Well, I don't think so. I don't fucking think so.
No, I'm sorry. What your state is renowned for is New Orleans and the beignets in New Orleans.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Sign, but Justin Bieber didn't make a song where the lyrics are.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I think Mississippi beats Louisiana when it comes to being known for crawfish.
True. Yeah, Mississippi crawfish.
I'm pretty sure Mississippi is better known for it.
Yep.
The fuck they are.
Yeah, Kansas got the barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just sad. Kansas barbecue is pathetic.
What state has the fried catfish again?
Louisiana. Fried catfish? That's Louisiana.
In the South.
That's
everywhere in the South.
That's really all I know. That's really
honestly,
Louisiana's where I hear about it the most. So
yeah, honestly, yeah. Pick a southern state.
That's fair.
From Louisiana all the way over to Georgia and Florida. Yeah.
Now I will say I went to Kansas City, right? Because I was told that was the best place to go for barbecue. I will say I was lied to, but it was not the way you think. So we asked some locals where to go for barbecue. And there's two places we were recommended the most, so we went to those two places. The first place was this. I wouldn't say shitty looking. It was definitely more run down on the outside. It wasn't really advertising itself as a swanky place, but inside it was thick with the barbecue smell and very good. And possibly some of the most precisely cooked meat I've ever eaten in my life. That was so good. And then the other place they told us to go was this gas station that apparently sold ribs and got famous for selling ribs. But then we went there and got ribs, and they were I've had better ribs cooked by a blind geriatric old man in the rurals of New York.
Well, that blind geriatric old man has been doing it for 70 years, so that's not really fair to everybody else.
Yeah, well, he forgot to turn the oven on for 2 hours, so...
Have either of you guys eaten at the Michelin Star food truck in America?
No.
No.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, apparently there's a food truck whose barbecue won a Michelin star.
Whoa.
No. Fuck. No, you don't do barbecue from a food. All right.
If it wins a Michelin star,
no. I'm sorry, but some of the best barbecue I've ever had outside of that one restaurant was from a food truck. And basically, Florida has got all these farmers markets going on. It's like a resurgence thing down in Florida. I know you guys might have been doing it forever, wherever the fuck you guys are in your states. But in Florida, it was like a resurgence thing where everyone was looking around at all the prices of food, and they were like, shit's too fucking high. Also, no one sells the shit I want to do. Well, the shit they wanted to do was like kombucha, but laced with weed and shit, but it's whatever. So anyway, a bunch of locals got around, got some farmers market shit going on, you know, mushroom growing, all that fun shit, right? Barbecue, big old barbecue truck, an empanada truck. Pull up to this place every single time they open up as well. Cheapest empanadas and barbecue I've ever had. Best fucking empanadas I've ever had, and some of the best barbecue I've ever had.
Yeah, that's not surprising. I'm gonna be honest, that was on par with Nose's claim that you can't get good wings outside of a pizza place.
Yeah.
No.
Gets wings at a
No. Hang on.
No.
No,
it's valid.
I know the context. Most people here should know the context. Problem is he didn't add that context until I called his dumbass out for that stupid take with a Southerner in voice chat, no less.
True. Very true. Basically, it's a thing here up in the Northeast is that you can determine the quality of a pizza place by the wings they sell, because if they sell crap-ass wings or no wings at all, then it might not be a great pizza place because they don't put a lot of effort into something that's really easy.
Okay. Yeah, it's the same way I judge other places off their burgers.
So maybe over in your area of Louisiana, maybe you can't get good barbecue at a food truck. I've had good barbecue at a food truck. Well, that sounds like a Louisiana problem. You should fix that problem. Start the food truck revolution in Louisiana.
No,
even in Australia, we have like food trucks that are better than actual restaurants at doing their specialty.
Oh, the food trucks here are so fucking good. They're so fucking good. My the town I'm near actually runs like a food truck Thursday starting in the summer, where every single Thursday the food trucks come down on Main Street and line up and take up the whole street. And it is Main Street. It's the only street in town.
Yeah, that is the definition of Main Street.
About right.
But yeah, all the food trucks line up the whole fucking Main Street, and it's so fucking good. There is so much cheap food there. It is great. Good times. Definitely gain weight during those times.
Yeah, the best one near me is like a 20-30 minute drive, but it's got the best donuts I've ever fucking had that you watch them make fresh and fry up, and it's so good.
You can get donuts from a food truck. Yeah, you don't need much to donut.
Yeah, but no, these like a next level compared to their taste. I can't eat donuts from anywhere else because of that.
That's true.
I don't blame
you. I will.
Place here like that.
Yeah, no, there's a place I go to called the Jupiter Donut Factory down in Florida. Can't go to it anymore. Obviously, I'm not in Florida anymore. But Jupiter Donut Factory is one of those places that opens when it's like fucking 5 a.m. They open up, and they close whenever they run out of donuts. They're usually closing by like 9 a.m.
I mean, if a donut place ain't opening at 5 a.m. and running out before noon, they ain't doing it right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, quality breakfast sandwiches, quality donut, fucking such quality donuts. Oh god, 2 quality of donuts. I gained so much weight eating there. Because like their breakfast sandwiches were so fucking good. I would order like 3 breakfast sandwiches and like 12 donuts every day. Jesus. It was bad. What? It was only like $15 in the end.
What?
Not bad.
Yeah.
No. Like 15 is like the 3 sandwiches alone for like breakfast like wait, what were the breakfast sandwiches? Were they like just basic sandwiches or were they like really fucking
2 scrambled eggs into a patty shape, sausage patty, bacon, ham on a buttered bagel that's fried.
Oh yeah, no,
that's $15 sandwich.
Yeah, and you got 3 of them for 15?
3 of them and 12 donuts for 15, yeah.
Fuck.
It was good shit.
Good price. I don't care. I wouldn't, as long as it's edible, I would fucking buy that just for that price.
Right. But I don't know, their jelly was like homemade and shit for the jelly-filled donuts. Oh god, their jelly-filled donuts were like fucking cocaine. Holy shit. But yeah, so the LA Peach Festival. That sounds pretty cringe.
Fuck off.
So right, anyway, we were about to read a story that Sign commissioned. We're following.
I have not commissioned shit. You take my name out your mouth. I don't know what he's talking about, but he is lying. I don't pay money for fan fiction. I write it. I get paid.
Sign, stop lying. You might get paid, but you don't write it. What does your commission list look like again?
True.
Oof. Man, you ain't gotta be like that.
How many chapters of RLC are you behind now? 18, 19?
You shut your mouth.
Hey, Sign, I don't have to go like that if you don't make it like the truth.
True. Actually, we just got done saying earlier that like possibly the worst thing you could ever do for an original story is to write on commission for it. And that you should have just put it as like a monthly, one chapter a month update sort of thing. Pay me more, see more chapters ahead. Because that would have given you the time to actually write each chapter out and think about the future chapters.
Yeah. Well, and plan out your original world.
That wasn't the issue. The issue was everything happening all at once around that time. That's right around the time Dad got real sick, and so things kind of backed up, things piled up, and I never got a chance to get back to that, and so I'd need to sit down and actually do a full reread so I know where the hell I'm stand on that.
So anyway, this is like I said, this is Sign's new favorite story. This is Worm CYOA Kitsu. That's the name of the story because the author is an absolute hack and doesn't know how to name their story anything besides the model they're using and the name of their character. And it's following I think personally an adult male. It's following an adult male turned into a female child who is also a fox girl. And they run around Worm with their fox girl gremlin powers. Semi-self-insert CYOA. Yeah. Main character is childish, impulsive, and overpowered. This is my first fix, so go ahead and knock that off. I have no beta. I'm still trying to learn as a writer, and the first few chapters are rough, but it definitely gets better, and I'll never fix any of my writing. Yes. So everyone can go ahead and just mark off first fanfic, of course. We can also mark off sign L, and you can also go ahead and mark off bad grammar if you have it.
Hold the fuck on! I have not had an L. That was
you said
not
it.
an L.
You said it.
You had like a chain of L's. You fucking comboed the L's.
So sign L, bad grammar, and what else?
First fanfic.
Shit.
First fanfic, right?
How do I not have bad grammar?
Sign, you can also mark down angst, and author didn't get to the point.
First chapter, yeah.
I haven't had a chance to pull up my thing yet.
We've had so many squares. God, we've had so many squares tonight, and I've only gotten 2.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hang on.
Crazy.
You
know what? I will say... I'll give everyone the freebie here. Go ahead and mark off system. They are using the CYOA for powers.
Huh?
Oh boy.
Pardon?
They're using a CYOA for powers, so I'm gonna say go ahead and mark off system.
System?
Yeah.
Bingo.
Don't have it.
Yeah, of course not. So yeah, anyway, this is the story of the author, male, adult, probably in their...
Yeah. Was it a male adult who turned into a little girl that comes up in the first chapter?
So, system, what else? Sorry?
System, first fanfic, sign L, and then, angst, author didn't get to the point, and bad grammar.
God damn.
Yeah, the worm section is a gift that keeps on giving. It's honestly, it's wild. I mean, they have 85 chapters. They've been writing this story for 2 years. It's already at 760,000 words. They got 900 reviews. You know what? Author barely fetish. Go ahead and mark it off, because I mean, I don't really know how else you can portray. Yeah, guys, I wrote myself becoming a little girl who's a fox.
Who's an overpowered gremlin fox girl.
Yeah, she's a gremlin, and everyone loves her for it.
I feel like we should just automatically put uncomfy age gap on there for that.
From going adult now to little girl.
I don't think it's romance, so I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say that.
So to be fair, I did have a story that did something I wouldn't even say even remotely similar, but the adult male to little girl thing, yes.
Predatory,
That
yes,
was
we know.
specifically a not predatory. This one was new.
Oh, what do you mean? There's another one.
Signal to noise.
Not signal. It was along the lines of signal. It was supposed to be, oh shit, Worm really sucks. This is why. And it mind breaks the protagonist, and they go full murder lolly, murder blender on the setting. But that didn't pan out, so.
By the way, sorry, question.
For your bingo, continuing to embrace the allegations.
Well,
it's true.
Sign, question. With your bingo, do you re-roll it every single time you get a bingo with Sign L?
Of course he does.
No. Why would I?
You haven't gotten Sign L since basically the first time.
Luck?
On your bingo at all.
Nope, he's never re-rolled it. No, you have to believe him. Look, see, he even posted a picture of his bingo. You can see there's no Sign L there. That clearly means he didn't re-roll it.
Obviously.
Also, we just need to find a bad enough fic and the stream ends.
Oh God! Oh no!
Okay.
Oh please!
Okay. All right. I think I know how we can do this. Sneaky, go to the Harry Potter section.
No, no.
Filter by most popular.
No. Fuck Cambrian Victory. Cambrian Victory can eat shit. Anyone that says they like Cambrian Victory has no fucking taste and needs to get their head checked for the bullet I'm gonna fucking put in it.
I mean, even Aura's only two away.
You feel very strongly about this, I see.
Yeah, fuck that story.
Actually, yeah, hang on. If I sort by favorites, what do I get? What is number 4? Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality. What the
Of course, the
cult. God's second worst story.
Yeah,
oh,
no.
good.
What is the first
Wiki
again? What was Wiki
if
again?
I do it by follows, Harry Potter and the Prince of Slytherin is number 4.
Wiki is
that's still being updated. That is at 1.5 million words.
I don't think I've ever seen Wiki. The author just has to mention the Wiki in some fashion. That's it.
Yeah, I thought it was when they basically turn their story into a wiki.
Or that. I mean, either or.
These are my characters' stats.
Wasn't there also like they're clearly copy pasting from the wiki?
Yes, there was that as well. Yes, basically anything around a wiki, basically is which one is worse than Methods of Rationality? No, see that's the joke. You see, is there no story occupies position 1 because there will always be a worse story. So Methods of Rationality is just the second worst story. Because we'll never find the worst story.
Original Harry Potter.
It's God's most perfectly bad story.
God, stop sending me your terrible stories. But you're my strongest critic.
These stories are made for you.
Could you stop?
No. But he enjoys watching you
what the fuck
suffer.
Is isolation?
The fuck is what?
Oh, the most favorited fucking story on Harry Potter is a Hermione Draco fucking story.
Of course it is!
Of course it is.
Duh, no shit. Anyway,
the only thing that would surprise me less would be Harry Snape.
Let's see how bad this is. Boston! What?
Boston?
I think groggily as I try to stand up, slam! Only to fall over onto the hard concrete as I notice something wrong. My body isn't moving right. Ow! What? Who said that? Why did that hurt? I've had nerve damage since I was 5 years old. You know what? I can't. You know what? I almost want to say I knew it, but that would be like discriminatory. But I knew it.
I'm not allowed to make the comment I want to make because Twitch rules.
I think
I knew it. You knew it. We all knew it. Look, I'm just saying what everyone's thinking. Like, if I hold a plate of hot macaroni, I won't notice the heat until my hands are red from a first-degree burn, or if I scratch my forehead, I'll feel it on my nose. Who said that? I say. Oh no, please, no. Hello, I say, in very high voice, not my own. Looking up, I get better view of my current location. It's midday. I'm in barren alleyway, reddish-brown brickwork buildings, dilapidated concrete pavement. Actually, it's asphalt. The concrete sidewalk.
Yes, but another name for asphalt is pavement. Well, wait, no, you mean the concrete. My bad. That's my bad.
Yeah, so you don't have there is such thing as concrete pavement, but it is not
but they use
what streets are made of.
Well, no, there are a few I've seen down here that are concrete, but
sure, but entire streets or just sections where the big heavy trucks roll through?
Yes, sections where heavy trucks are meant to go, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Like whole streets, no. No. Sections, yes.
I recognize none of this! Maybe somewhere in Old Town Alton. My sister lives there with her kids not far from home, my home. What the hell is going on? I shout. I pride myself of long-term memory. Said no one ever. No one has ever said I pride myself on my long-term memory. Unless you go to Reddit, I guess.
You know.
Reddit probably says that.
Or I think Josh gets wiki, thanks to the rest of the sentence.
No way.
It's like all my memories were wiped and stocked with a basic Wikipedia trivia section from the fact
no,
shut
no,
up.
no, no.
No. Ah.
No. They have to say they're using the wiki.
Ah.
They can't just be like a Wikipedia.
Yeah.
No, Cancer is the one that he has, not Wiki. I'm just saying.
Aura only needs Wiki and senses swearing, and then he's also got a bingo.
Yeah, well, he's not getting Wiki because no one really mentions Wiki anymore, apparently. There was a rash of like a whole year that everyone was like, I use the Wiki for this. And then they all fucking
I don't
just
actually know anything about this story, so Wiki.
You know what? Actually, I think I understand why all the authors stopped saying they use the Wiki for this. Is because they're too fucking illiterate to actually read the Wiki. Yeah.
No, it's because they got shit on. I guarantee it.
Oh, probably, yeah.
You read the Wiki? You got motherfucker couldn't be bothered to read the content.
True.
Well, Gen Z reads, so...
The thing is, we usually only read the first chapter, and if it's something involving the wiki, you don't see that until later chapters when they're arguing with reviewers saying, I went through the wiki and found it, because they don't go and change
yeah, that's true. I mean, we occasionally would see it in the opening summary where the author's like, I don't know anything about this story, so I went on the wiki.
Yeah.
So there is absolutely nothing wrong with using the wiki to support writing the story. Like, I'm literally doing that right now for this.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying...
remember the names of people.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying there was anything wrong with using the wiki. I'm just saying that there was a rash of stories that made me put it on there in the first place, where it was like every fucking author was like, yeah, I have no idea what canon Worm is. I've never read Worm. I'm just basically reading the wiki to tell me what each character is like. And it's like, why are you writing Worm fanfic then?
No, don't feel bad. He shouldn't feel bad. Most Worm fanfics do that shit too. Nobody has read Worm. They read the Worm fanfic and then right in the Worm fanfic.
Yeah, but with how canon's followed in every fanfic, you've basically read Worm until Leviathan when everyone dropped it.
True! So many millennials on Reddit and Tumblr will accuse people of having poor media literacy and yet fail to realize that Harry Potter is about how retail turns young people into terrorists. True.
What? Excuse me?
What the fuck? What was just...
Sorry.
Where was this written?
No, it's a fucking meme. It's a meme because Voldemort worked retail before he went on his killing spree.
He did. He did for 2 years. He worked in an antique shop. Antique dark art shop, Borgin and Burke's, yeah. The dark...
No, it wasn't Borgin and Burke's. It was a different place.
Oh, it's the place that Harry ended up in Chamber of Secrets when he misflued or whatever.
No, it wasn't that place. What? He worked at a different place. He killed the owner.
No, he killed an old woman that came in to sell, who had Hufflepuff's cup, and where he found...
I was pretty sure that was the owner.
No, that was an old woman. The owner was, I'm pretty sure, Borgin and Burke's, didn't he? Did Tom...
No, because the whole thing is that the reason why he killed them is because he didn't want people remembering that he worked at that place or something.
No, he did work at Borgin and Burke's, and then he got a job with the old woman as a helper, apparently.
Oh, okay.
No, so while he was working at Borgin and Burke's, he befriended the old lady, a descendant of Helga Hufflepuff, and obtained the locket in Slytherin and Helga's cup from her.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he killed the old woman, right?
Yeah. But he was working there because Dumbledore didn't want to give him a job.
Right.
Back in my
But we at least knew that he was evil before that because he had the whole diary thing.
Yes. Yeah. And he's killing the Muggle family he was related to while blaming his magical uncle or grandfather.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, the first Voldemort was the first real Chuny. He killed everyone that remembered his mundane past so he could be a true Chuny. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, anyway.
Tom, we had ancient magic and goblin rebellions. Go find a different job.
I can't remember much of anything. It's like all my memories were wiped. Again, this is like basic spell. I'm totally fine with you not changing major plot elements because you wrote the story and you're sticking by it, even if it sucks. I'm fine with that. But for fuck's sake, the grammar, just fucking fix it.
No, that's too much work.
Don't sit there. I hate this shit with fucking everything. This is genuinely pissing me off because it's starting to leak into the actual content of actual stories now that are getting actually published and animes made of them. Where it's like, oh, when does this start getting good? Oh, well, you have to get through the first 5 episodes first. It's like, no, fuck you, first episode or I leave.
Yep.
If you can't fucking get me to watch the rest of your show, I'm not saying the episode has to be good. I'm not saying you gotta pull out the fucking stops and make them fight Smaug in episode 1. I'm saying you have to make me want to watch the rest of your shit.
Yeah.
It needs a hook. Something to catch your interest.
I'm just so fucking tired of this. Oh, well, it takes 7 hours before it gets good. No! Shoot yourself.
Now, to be fair, I do kind of have that problem myself where it's like, look, it's going to start off a little slow, but it will pick up. But, yeah.
I mean, maybe in your porn stories, but Zuko, Outer Heaven, and Tanya Star Wars were all fine.
That's all I've had help from Infant or different people
Yes.
giving those a better start, or it was just after I'd had help with previous ones, it was like, okay, I know how to do this now. I just need to figure out something that's interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying I'm fucking sick and tired of everyone being like, oh, you gotta put 20 hours into it before it gets good. Yeah, actually, how about this? You pay me $20 and I'll put 20 hours into it. Oh, what's
Only
that?
$1
No,
an
you
hour,
don't want to pay
Sneaky?
me
Really?
$20? Weird.
Your time is worth more than $1 an hour.
Yeah, but then I'll be paying. Well, no. See, I'm saying $1 an hour to play the parts that you say are good, but I just have to get past, and then we get to the good parts that I'll agree are good. So I'll pay for the rest of it, but you just have to pay me to get through the parts that you say I need to get through before it gets good.
Okay, listen, I promise you, Final Fantasy 13 gets really good right at the end of the game. Here's $1,000.
True.
13.
Hey, I'll play. Whoa, I'll play Final Fantasy 13 for $1,000. Let's go.
Same.
No.
I'll do all the side quests too.
Yeah. No, that I won't do.
Sneaky,
For $1,000? No.
Sneaky, I'm pretty sure that'll roll out to roughly $10 an hour.
I know.
I think that's that is a 100-hour game for side quests and main story altogether.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I'll get into I'll play 13, but for $1,000. Not all the side quests, because the seed stones are literally just fight this thing. If you're not strong enough, grind and then fight it, and that's kind of boring.
True. That's fair. Yeah. But Max, you see, here's the point. It's not about the money. It's about making that person lose $1,000. It's not about gaining $1,000.
The thing is, not for $1,000, do 13 too, because of those fucking clock puzzles that randomize, so you can't even find a guide for them.
Yeah, the clock puzzles
delicious.
were irritating.
13 too, like you go.
Okay, a final offer, Atin, $3,000, and I'll play both 13 and 13 too.
Oh no! For 3,000, you have to play 13-3 as well.
Yeah. 3,000. I'll play all three. Yeah, 1 through 3. I'll do it. $3,000.
No, be honest, absolutely not. You'd have to pay me $3,000 just to do lightning returns.
Sneaky, do you want to know why I'm not going to take that deal?
Why is that?
Because you are my friend.
Enough.
Yeah. To be fair, you would need to pay me $3,000 just to do lightning returns.
Now, I might be willing to give you $100 to play the nonsense that is Arc Rise Fantasia, because at least you can laugh at the voice acting.
What the fuck is Arc Rise Fantasia?
Okay, so the guys who there were some people who were working on the Tales series, and they got fired, and they're like, we're gonna go and make our own Tales game on the Wii.
I think I vaguely recall hearing about this, yeah.
Vaguely do remember this.
The plot is absolutely unhinged. The voice acting is terrible. Mechanically, it's actually quite solid. But the game is just like, there's points where the plot, you're like, you could really have a good plot here, but you're just.
Well, I'm sorry. What the fuck is this?
What?
So apparently there's a game called Crypto Miner Tycoon Simulator, right?
Oh, no.
And here's their patch notes.
They follow the Bitcoin prices?
They're actively updating the game's pricing.
Are they using Bitcoin? Hold on, are they using the game to mine Bitcoin remotely?
That would be hilarious if true.
You're playing my.
You know what?
Bitcoin
I wouldn't even be mad.
Actually mining Bitcoin for us.
Here we go.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be mad.
I mean, if you bought
here's
this, that's kind of a.
Here's some of the special voice acting.
What the
fuck
expect. Is this?
You'll hear. You'll hear.
What the fuck?
Like I said, the worst part about that game is that mechanically, like, it's a very good turn-based JRPG with lots of there's plenty of systems to play with, and items and passives and different weapons and all kinds of crap.
That was that was
What is that?
Gah!
So, $100. This is the next 100 streams or whatever, however long it takes you to beat the main story. Please,
No.
main story.
No. We're right up. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, of course you don't see that because it's set in China, you dumb shits.
Huh?
What Phoenix just posted.
Oh god.
Just read that. Not allowed.
Oh, god.
Not
What
allowed.
the fuck did Phoenix? This is a writing Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I've
we're not
read thousands
moving on.
of books.
No.
I barely
We're
see
not reading
things.
this. Just move along, Sneaky.
The stories. Okay. None of them.
Yeah.
Wait, so they... I gotta mute myself.
I'm getting my.
Anyway,
food.
so yeah, we're unmuting now. I will say, that does bring up the topic of what I talked about on your fucking server, with the large amount of stories in QQ, where all these fucking femdom stories, and it's not
God.
it's not the femdom that fucking Otoko wants.
Okay,
It's the femdom.
Oh,
Yeah. It's the femdom that these fucking Redditors want, where it's like the woman's just degrading them, stepping on their nuts, general just bitchiness to them.
It's all the bad stuff.
Yeah,
it's never the good stuff. It's never what's known as GFD, gentle femdom, you know, like...
Yeah. Well, I actually don't know that. I'm just agreeing with you.
I'm guessing that's the on femdom.
That is the thing.
The on femdom.
Sure. Probably. Either way, it doesn't matter. My point is more that despite these other versions of femdom existing, and possibly that you would possibly know if you were part of that culture / community, the public really only knows femdom as degrading women behavior and pay pigs, step on nuts, stuff like that. So it's kind of just like, you can say that's not what femdom is, but it's like, I'm sorry, but your overwhelming media presence is that.
I love the fact that Alitafowl says he feels kind of guilty about stereotyping an entire, fetish like that, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, and it's not just like... See, that's the other thing, right, is Otoko doesn't go around talking constantly about how he wants to be dominated by some woman. Like, if it's relevant to the conversation, he'll bring it up, but he doesn't bring it up otherwise. And unlike these guys, these fucking Reddit atheists who are, like, the vegans of the world, where, how do you know they're into femdom? They're gonna fucking tell you.
They'll tell you.
That's how they start the conversation sometimes.
That not only is that how they start the conversation, it's what they bring the conversation constantly back to, because it's the only thing they can talk about.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow. That's
By the way, in the QQ drama section, when Alethio Files talked about some guy constantly posting in bright yellow font and it's unreadable, did anyone else think he was talking about Lucifer?
No. I honestly have no idea. I don't really go into the forums.
He said it was some new guy who apparently was posting bright yellow font. They told him to stop. He didn't. They muted him. He appeals and posts the appeal in the gray font that you can't see on the gray background.
Amazing. Yeah, some people just have to be extra, and you know how I dealt with people like that when I was an admin?
Be extra right back.
No, I slammed the fucking ban hammer down so hard on them it became a fucking monument.
Sounds like sneaky, yeah.
And you know what stopped happening?
Do it. You stopped getting that shit?
People stopped being fucking extra, yeah.
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah, it's crazy. If you just fucking slam down authority on people being retarded, people go, wow. I want to do this thing more than I want to be retarded, so I'm not going to be retarded.
Right? It's almost like if you enforce rules, people will obey them.
It's insane!
Like we live in a society or something.
Oh shit, I didn't realize stream was unmuted.
Oh yeah, the stream's been unmuted. Yeah, I told you.
Well, good thing you didn't say any gamer words.
Yeah, true. We would have had to ban you, and that'd be really sad.
I wasn't gonna bring up gamer words. I was gonna ask if what was posted in Curse Media and Science looks like a female infant fantasy to you guys.
I have no idea. I have it muted, so I will forever abstain from being able to taint my eyes with such
Don't
filth.
worry, I can cross post it. Here, let me just send it over.
Do I have to ban you?
Zexy's posted it actually, and fucking.
Of course, Zex posted it. fucking Russian.
He actually posted what I responded to in the quotes chat of SDM as well.
I'm sure he did.
Here, let me just drop this over here. Do you have a... Where's a good channel for this? I don't see one.
Then don't
Would
post
you call it a shit post?
Just don't post it. If they want to see it, they can see it.
Ah, fine.
That is quite the trio they picked for the next HoloLive night at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't sing publicly.
No, it'll be super funny.
Ooh.
If Gura comes back, as Baba, one of the Dodgers competitors.
She sings for the other team.
I think the Dodgers would just die.
Yes.
I still think it's hilarious. She's like nearly 500,000 subs, hasn't even debuted.
Oh, not only that,
reached 500,000.
She dropped one more video, and it's
almost already at 1 million views. Yeah.
Yeah, 15-second short of a shoreline. That's it.
How has she not breached 500,000 subs yet, though?
Well, here's the thing, right? Is that a lot of people followed Gura only because of the HoloLive branding. It's not really an American thing. It's a Japanese thing. In Japan, indies have a really tough time of it because they get followed for the corporation they're part of, and if you're an indie, basically no one follows you.
So you get a bunch of free follows for being part of that corp.
Yeah, basically. And so yeah, and then there's a bunch of people that obviously, they're looking for, they might be waiting for Gura to actually start posting before they follow her, and I'm sure the second she actually starts posting, she's gonna breach 1 million easy.
Yeah. To be fair, I only really find independence when I find covers from them doing karaoke and songs when I'm looking for covers of certain songs.
Yeah.
So that's if I like their voice when they're singing.
As we all know, if Saba sings "When I'm Gone," it's over, boys.
Country Road.
No, because every single time Gura, Senzawa, Saba has sung "When I'm Gone," she's left. She sang "When I'm Gone" like a week before she stopped streaming as Senzawa. She sang "When I'm Gone" in 2022, which is around the time that she initially wanted to leave, but they refused to let her go.
As Gura.
And so if Saba sings "When I'm Gone," it's over, gentlemen. It's just fucking over.
Still, hopefully before that happens, I can get Saba to get it. I can request Saba through possibly money to sing Bakamitai.
Well, she's obviously, that's going to be one of the first songs that she sings.
Why is that name so familiar? What's it from?
Bakamitai? It's from Yakuza.
The song by Eminem. What, Phoenix? No, the
fuck you say?
He thinks When I'm Gone. He's talking about When I'm Gone.
No, okay.
Oh, When I'm Gone? No, Cups.
Isn't that the Linkin Park song?
No.
Oh my god.
Linkin Park does have a song called When I'm Gone.
Yes. No, we're talking about the Cups. The
Cups.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to sing it with slapping.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Linkin Park's song is "I'll Be Gone." Eminem's song is "When I'm Gone," and then the song that everyone knows is "When I'm Gone" is actually called "Cups."
Yes.
Amazing! Well done, gentlemen.
Is that another sign?
No,
Alpha getting
no what sign?
No.
When I am gone.
Okay, I'm back.
I am gone.
It is officially time for me to get a new pair of headphones because the ear cups are now coming off completely.
I know that feeling.
Glue it on.
Oh, okay. The only thing I'm finding for Linkin Park official is "All Be Gone." So are you sure you didn't just find some random fucking mashup? Or
DJ Bosil
the
Music.
wrong song title?
DJ Bosil
Because
Music.
who the fuck is...
Hang on.
Oh, okay, so DJ Bosil Music has a different channel name when you actually go to that link.
Yeah, it's an Indian channel.
When did they change the fucking name? No,
I don't think
on.
they
Yeah,
did.
no, the
I
song
think
is called
you
Leave
guessed it.
Out All the Rest. Yeah, my dude did.
Yeah.
Sorry, my dude. This is just a repost garbage trash channel.
Yeah. And then it's got also
Okay.
Until It's Gone and I'll Be Gone. When I'm Gone, Leave Out All the Rest. A mashup of Eminem's When I'm Gone and Linkin Park's Leave Out All the Rest.
Oh.
That's what I found.
No.
Bleed It
Okay,
Out, so
I see.
good.
Hang on.
Mhm.
I figured out what it was. Hang on.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Yeah, we're waiting for this. Okay. What L is Sign gonna pull out of his ass now? It's been a whole hour since his last L.
There you go.
$3 down.
Okay, $3 down. Yeah, okay,
I knew
yeah.
it was I knew it was an older band from around that time. I thought it was Linkin Park.
Damn, $3 down. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Yeah, When I'm Gone is such a fucking bang.
My preference is Kryptonite, but yes, $3 When I'm Gone is good as well.
That is great. Dirty Honey also has.
Honestly, that entire album from $3 down was so fucking good.
Yes, it was.
Like, that entire album was so good.
That's just peak 2000s music.
It really was. It really was.
There's about a dozen or so songs with the title "When I'm Gone."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see, something from Albert Hammond, Alesso and Katy Perry did a duo.
Yeah, but no one gives a shit about those.
Never Too Late. 3 days. There's also 3 Days Grace that was fucking good at that time.
Oh, of course, yeah. 3 Days Grace, of course, yeah. Citizen Soldier.
Yeah. So did you just get attacked by a feral cat?
You good?
What?
A Sign just had a rat slip up his ass.
Sneaky. Check the Thunderdome.
Oh no.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh, no.
Why am I checking Thunderdome?
What happened?
Don't read it out
loud. Oh yeah. Okay, I saw that.
Wait,
Yeah.
What is the Thunderdome?
Insane.
The Thunderdome is next to Gary Chat.
It's a level down from Gary Chat.
Insane. Why would you post that in Thunderdome and not Gary's chat?
Because that.
I mean, yeah. To be fair, it's Thunderdome level content. Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't wrong.
You know what? That's a question for D&D indeed. If a vampire gets a tattoo or someone writes something on their forehead, would that show up in the mirror?
No.
Writing.
Yeah.
Because something about the vampire is magically preventing anyone from seeing them.
Because their clothes don't show up in the mirror. Their clothes don't show up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's true.
Floating.
Yeah.
Wait.
No. The clothes don't show up. Yeah, so that's true. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
The clothes.
It's more like a field around them.
Wears.
Yeah, it might just be a field.
It feels like it's
like a conceptual thing.
Yeah, because otherwise their clothes would show up.
If it were a case of the vampire owns these clothes, they're they are a part of it, So of course they don't show up. Whereas the writing, he wasn't even aware of it. He didn't put it there. Theoretically, it would show up if he wasn't aware of it first.
No,
I mean, I feel like
stupid.
that's no. I feel like that's. I mean, you could
because
rule
a
on it as a
vampire
DM.
kills. Because a vampire sometimes kills people and then takes their stuff, and that stuff wouldn't show up in the mirror either. So I think it's more like a field around. Blood doesn't either.
No, it doesn't show up either. No.
Does it?
Yeah, then
No,
yeah,
okay. It does.
That would have to be a field, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's like a field around extended from their body.
It's a fucking perception field. A SEP field, someone else's problem.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, or it could just be a conceptual thing of just like vampires can't see themselves in the mirror because fuck you, I said so.
Yeah.
Just ran across this review of the Royal Road lit RPG stories that I dislike the most. Why are you looking at the review? Hey, look, so, actually, that reminds me. So I'm gonna give you a professional hater certificate because Jesus Christ, my manager has just like the wrong opinions on everything. Just everything. He hates Star Wars.
What'd you expect?
He hates Star Trek. He hates Stargate. He hates Battlestar Galactica. He hates sci-fi anything. He hates video games. He hates D&D. He doesn't think anime is interesting. He just has. Oh, he does sports. He likes baseball and driving motorcycles.
Oh, so what you're telling me is he's one of those closeted nerds who actually loves all that shit, but he never tells anybody about it.
No, he loudly exclaims how much he hates it to everyone who says anything about it.
Yeah, that's a closeted nerd. That does happen.
Okay. Either way, yeah, so anyway, it came up again in the conversation where he came up with another bad opinion, and I'm gonna be real with you, I've just been seeing how far I can shit on this manager at this point, because he said another bad opinion. Oh, he said Spaceballs was a bad movie.
Okay, now he's just...
No. Hold on. That came out of his mouth, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he said he saw it and he didn't understand what the hype was about because it was a pretty bad and boring movie.
Look, if he saw it, that means he went out of his way to see it.
Yeah, because everyone in the fucking company... Yes, because everyone in the fucking company is a nerd and keeps talking about how good it is and keeps telling him to watch it. That's why he went out of his way to see it.
And when he did, he probably didn't want to watch it because he was like, oh, all those nerds watch this. So he already went in with a bad opinion of it.
Yeah.
Instead of just enjoying the movie, he just didn't like it.
So anyway,
The Matrix 2?
You know what? I'll ask him next time.
The Matrix as well.
Yeah, I'll ask him next time. But you know, he said Spaceballs was a bad movie, and I said, man, do you have? Are you? So what was it? No, the exact response I had immediately to him saying Spaceballs was bad was, man, can you go a single week without having a bad opinion on something?
Instead of asking about,
I'm sure he appreciated that.
Instead of asking about his Matrix opinion, ask him about his Keanu Reeves opinion, because that guy does not make bad movies.
But yeah,
say he loves John Wick but hates everything else.
Actually, he likes Bourne. He likes the Bourne series.
Yeah,
he likes crime dramas.
John Wick.
I think he likes John Wick. Yeah.
Like, Keanu's actually had a bunch of other roles that aren't either, Bill and Ted or his serious persona from The Matrix, just rehashed.
But anyway, so after the meeting was over, I sent him a picture I doctored of a certificate where I said "Certificate of Hating," awarded to my manager's name, in recognition of the sheer amount of effort it takes to hate everything everyone else enjoys. He laughed at it. So who knows?
At the very least, if he likes the Bourne series and he probably enjoys John Wick, at least hopefully he'll like Constantine.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh god,
I don't really care.
Constantine was trash.
I know.
So anyway,
No.
which leads into something that happened later that day. So a client of ours submitted a task saying, hey, we want a meeting about getting a secure file transfer protocol set up for one of our SharePoint online servers to a third-party vendor. And I'm like, wow, I understood all of those words, but not in the same sentence. Because I didn't know you could do that. I looked it up on Google. Apparently you can. I don't know how to do it.
But now that you know it's possible.
Yeah. So anyway, I messaged him with a link to that task, and I was like, hey, do you want me to, escalate this up to the tier 2 so they can handle this? And he said, no, you need to get the relevant information for this task. I'm like, what would that be? He's like, I don't know. What information do you need for this? I don't know. They said they wanted blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll get the information for that. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Why not? And I respond with, look, man, I fix computers.
Yeah, to be honest, that is an analyst's job.
This is a somewhat complex software solution. What the fuck do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm a mechanic. You're asking me for an engineering solution. I just fix the thing when it breaks.
You're the guy that knows how to repair the engine, not the guy that knows how to build the next engine for the car.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how to make an engine work. I just know that the piston goes here, and this thing goes here, and that goes here, and then they all go to That's I just make it work again. It has to work the first time before I can fix it. So, yeah, he didn't respond to that one.
I wonder why that would be.
Look, man, I just fix computers.
Could it be because he realized he's a fucking moron?
I think so.
He doesn't sound like he has that kind of self-awareness.
I know. I'm willing to bet he has the self-awareness, but he's the personality type that I know I'm wrong. You've proven I'm wrong. I have to double down because it's a matter of principle.
He actually is.
Blizz, but it's a matter of principle.
Yeah, he actually is like that. But anyway, yeah, Phoenix reminded me of that today. Because he's apparently a professional hater who goes through the reviews of stories he hates just to see other people hate them.
Why?
Now, here's my question. Can we make a professional hater... I think we should take your professional hater to another level, Sneaky, because I'll pay you to play Archives Fantasia, and then you'll be a paid professional hater.
That is what professional means.
Or you could pay me more money to write more Star Wars, if you want to just throw money away.
Other people are already doing that for him, though, Sign.
Yeah.
Not right now. I don't have any more comments yet.
Don't worry.
Listen, we'll see what comes out of Royal Road.
No, I'll take it back. We have 4.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Side.
No one's paying for anything currently. Oh, wait.
Wait, hold on. Let me actually check my commission logs. Oh, wait, actually, fuck.
Yeah, that was literally the process, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's this here? I hate the side characters. Imagine this for me. You've been captured by goblins. You're trapped in a cage, waiting to be tortured or killed or used as slave labor until you die. Someone comes along at huge risk to their life to save you and defeat the goblin outpost. Then, they take you to a city magically protected from attacks and offer you citizenship and places to stay, free of charge. Oh, God. Okay. Sounds pretty good, right? No. It's a socialist hellhole, and in glorious capitalist society, this cannot stand. So after 5 full days of people fixing their own homes up and making food, things come to a head because everyone is pissed at Jim and the morale is super low. Why are they pissed at Jim? Because Jim wasn't paying them wages to fix up their new home and feed each other. A man that Jim saved confronts Jim about it after the town hall is fixed, because that's what allows Jim to pay wages. Be that as it may, he stated after a moment, I assume you'll be paying these good people for the days of labor they spent toiling without reward. That actually got a murmur of agreement. People did not like working without pay. This is where I put the book down, because I honestly don't want to read about Jim agreeing that everyone should be paid, glossing over the fact that Jim has to pay them to help each other from his own pocket despite not getting anything from the people. That is a good point. Jim's not actually getting any service from these people. Why would he pay them to feed each other? I want to read about Jim saying, I saved your life, gave you accommodation and protection, have been running dozens of shitty quests to get you the resources you need. You ungrateful psychopaths are on the verge of revolt because I'm not paying you to feed each other? Fuck you, get out of my village, enjoy being captured by goblins, go back to slavery. Seriously, it feels like this book's target demographic is horny teenager boys that are on their way into growing into right-wing Andrew Tate fans, and damn, that isn't me. This is probably my strongest take out of every book I've written reviews for, so let me know if I'm being overly harsh or not harsh enough. Okay.
Okay, I need to know what story this is from, so I can shit on it properly.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear about this. Sneaky, I never knew that you were working with Everything I Hate WoW. I'm just scrolling Reddit and I found a link to the review.
I hate everything WoW.
Listen,
I would have just said
I'll pay you the same amount the goblins would have paid you and take your head now.
Fair.
No, I will say, so I actually encountered this recently. This is a very funny thing. So I'm reading this worm story about this guy waking up as a CYOA Endbringer, and not having the conflict drive that Endbringers do. So he was like, okay, cool. So I'm a giant 15-foot monster with the ability to manifest buildings and technology at will. I'm gonna go fuck off and go play SimCity and build a really cool city. So see you guys. So he fucks off and builds a really cool city, and he's like, damn, this is a cool city. Okay, well, I'm gonna go build another city now. And so he fucks off again and goes to build another city. And then everyone sees the city he built, was like, holy shit, this is a really cool city. And they all start fighting over it. And then he hears about them fighting over his city, and he's like, fuck, I didn't want people fighting over my city, I just wanted a cool city. Well, okay, I'll make it so no one can fight over my second city. So he builds a second city. And he makes sure no one can fight over it by making it actually be on the moon, so they don't have powers anymore. So they literally can't fight with superpowers in his city or on his city now because it's on the moon.
Did he forget about guns and knives and things?
Yes. It's on the moon.
Yes.
How will people get into it?
Yes. He's retarded. Don't worry about it.
Obviously don't work on the moon.
Obviously. Okay, but actually, genuinely, wouldn't that be really funny if we actually ended up meeting an alien species someday, and it's like they take out a weapon and they like a fucking laser beam shoots out, and we're like, damn, how have you figured out laser beams? We still haven't cracked it yet. And they're like, what do you mean you haven't cracked laser beams yet? What have you been using? Oh, we use chemical propellant. They're like, what do you mean chemical propellant? Why is that exploding?
What is wrong with you?
Vehicles driven by explosions.
What do you mean, why is it exploding? All of our stuff is driven by exploding. What do you mean all your stuff explodes? Yeah, minor, tiny explosions. None of that stuff
Well,
is reactive. What do you mean
so.
none of it's reactive? Bang, bang, bang. See, it reacts just fine. And then we learned that humans were psychers and that actually nothing explodes.
Oh.
And it all just exploded because we thought it did.
Bullshit.
I will forever love humanity being the rednecks of galactic civilization. Like, how did you get this working like this?
Well,
wait! Your technology doesn't allow for a ship that fast. How did you do warp travel so quickly? Well, we strapped 3 of the warp engines together, and that made us 3 times as fast. I don't know why you guys didn't do that before. That's not how that works.
I mean, yeah, we had to fix that problem first.
I want part of the explanation to be them riding on the board C, and they do the exponential 3 because they forgot that it's not 3. It's like, wait, you said it was 3 times faster. Yeah, you know, x to 3. No, that's x to the 3rd power. Oh.
Yeah, that's cubed.
That would explain the power output.
That explains why it kept exploding.
Aliens. What do you mean?
Aliens realizing that human math is very, very flexible.
Yeah. What do you mean you figured out how to manipulate atoms for power? Oh, you mean the spicy water that we're boiling?
No. You mean to tell me you
No, I will say
you learned how to split the atom and you use it to fucking boil water?
No, I will say possibly one of the funniest things that someone ever proposed to me was we get to space, we meet aliens, and they have dark matter technology. They're using dark matter to power their engines. It's you know, super ecologically friendly and infinite because there's so much of it and blah 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 blah. And they're like, okay, well, how does it work? And they're like, okay, well, first you smash the dark matter atoms together, right? Which heats the water up.
It's all boiling water.
And then the human scientists are like, no!
Honestly, we joke about the tech. I think the best part's actually going to be human cuisine starts expanding, and they're like, yeah, so this thing, like, kills our species with just a single bite, and they turn, like, why are you eating that? Raw.
3 humans are gnawing on the plant raw.
And it's not doing anything to them. It's like, this tastes pretty good, actually. It's like, how are
the humans gnawing on it? It tastes like spicy chicken.
Yeah.
That would be your nerves exploding. No, I think it's just spicy.
No. It's just spicy.
No, that's just spicy.
Dry this out, grind it up.
No, I will say that is something that everyone does kind of forget, is that spice isn't spice. It's
a defense mechanism.
Yeah, it's poison. The spicy feeling is poison. You are ingesting poison. Other things die when they ingest that.
Yeah.
We eat it because it tastes funny.
How are you
eating this one makes my mouth tingle.
How are you eating?
Is your pain receptors going off?
How do you eat that? Oh, it's a bit like fugu. You just got to eat around the poison sac. Poison sac?
Wait, first off, what's fugu? Second, why did you use the term poison sac in there?
Japanese. The Japanese blowfish.
My favorite part about fugu is it's the ultimate example of humans are
really determined
who want tasty stuff. How many people had to die before they were like, all right, we made the perfect cut. We know exactly where the snack is.
I mean, it's not just that, right? Beans.
Should be safe.
Beans are the next ultimate expression of human spite to eat something. Because beans aren't normal. If you can't eat raw beans, you have to boil them first, then let them dry out, then cook them again, and then let them dry out again, and then you can eat them. And it's like, I'm sorry, fucking what? How many people had to die before we figured out that cooking it twice made it work?
Yeah.
3 people.
Yeah, honestly,
True.
The only reason I put fugu at the top of that list is simply because you can still get a single nick And that fugu you just ate is probably the last thing you'll be eating.
Yeah.
Because the chef made the smallest mistake possible. It happens every so often. Well, not every so often. It happens rarely, but it still happens. People will
Now,
still
to be fair, though,
from having that piece of sushi sometimes.
But to be fair, though, a lot of times these days the hospitals are stocked with like the anti-venom to that. So.
Yeah.
Honestly,
hell, the store
at
may
this
carry
point,
some.
they should be in the restaurant. Like there should
Well,
always
yeah,
be 2 vials ready to go just in case.
Yup.
I can't.
Oh,
But
I want to see the comedy sci-fi story of like the food culture shock that occurs when humanity and the galactic civilization meet. And like, wait, hang on, that thing you're eating, that's you call that a chocolate? Yeah, from the cocoa bean thing? Yeah, why? Yeah, that shit's outlawed on like 10 planets.
I think one of my favorites. I think one of my
Eating this?
favorites so far was there was a joke about humans going into space, and there were a bunch of humans getting arrested on one planet, and people were trying to figure out what was going on, and they're like, is this like some kind of racism thing? Is there some law that we're unknowingly breaking? So the diplomat gets out there, and he's like, okay, you've got like 40 tourists arrested. What did you arrest them for? Well, we arrested them for smoggling adrenaline.
Oh?
Oh,
EpiPens.
Allergies.
Yeah, EpiPens, yeah.
Oh, EpiPens.
Oh no, not even EpiPens. Walking around as humans.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
Okay. That was my next thought. I'm like, surely it wouldn't be that. It's like, no, it would be. However, that joke doesn't make much sense because they absolutely would have run into other species that naturally produce it internally.
True.
Yes, no, but no, like a lot of animals obviously use adrenaline, but the amount that humans use is lethal. It's literally lethal. Like the amount that humans can use in a moment of panic is quite literally enough to kill other creatures.
You know what? That should be amended. Like, so why are you detaining them in the hospital? We detected like 10 times the lethal dose of adrenaline for the average species in our civilization.
Right? Yeah.
Oh no, that's normal.
That's normal.
Okay.
I'm sorry, they were just excited. That's no reason to take drugs. No, you don't understand. They were just excited.
Our body produces that naturally. What?
Oh, he makes drugs for when you.
That's, by the way, one of the funniest fucking things for me about the human body. The happy reaction can produce the same amount of adrenaline that the angry and fear readreactions can produce.
Yes.
You can literally become so happy that your body's like, dump adrenaline!
Yeah.
Yes. Need more. Let's keep going.
Do you think aliens would be shocked about the fact we drink caffeine?
Honestly, no. I'm gonna be real. If there was anything that would shock aliens, because I mean, obviously, caffeine is a very specific substance that comes from very specific plants that occur in very specific environments. There's one thing.
Sugar.
No, water.
True.
Water, sure, but no, sugar would be like crack cocaine for most. Water is just, it erodes literally everything and kills most things.
Yeah, that's kind of my point.
Yeah, I think the amount of shit we've turned into alcohol would be more surprising to them.
I think I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say it's the alcohol. I would say it's the fact that if you leave humans alone for long enough, they will turn something into alcohol. Is what will shock them.
They'd be surprised at how many things we managed to turn into alcohol. Like, hey, what if? That is absolutely going to be like a month one social experience. Like, hey, let's just leave these detained humans alone with this fruit from planet Xylon. Let's just
so. We left the humans alone for like 3 months in the warehouse. They seemed to be doing the job just fine. And they turned one of the bathrooms into a distillery.
Yep. Wait, you guys breathe out toxic fumes.
Oh.
Yes, we breathe out CO2.
Aliens dealing with this planet is dealing with a famine. It is a cold, inhospitable place. Humans picks up. Oh, here you go, potato.
True.
No.
Potato.
Human, have you tried potato?
What? What?
Aliens. This
Potato.
inhospitable place.
Potatoes will forever remain my favorite fucking veggie simply because they don't care. They just need soil. They don't even need that sometimes.
I was gonna say, they
they
do not need that. I showed you the image from the internet, Max.
Yeah, them growing in the rocks. Yeah.
No,
they just
the
need,
ones of them growing
dirt.
out of the plastic fucking 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, no.
Or the one that was left on a counter.
They need sun.
And they come
sun
back
and water.
The fucking vines are just stretching out like 5 feet in every direction.
Where's the fucking sun?
Yeah, where's the soil?
Oh no, I know. I just had this discussion the other day with someone else. It's like, potatoes are funny because they're related to nightshades, and we just eat them because turns
They're
out
delicious.
if you just cook them, it gets rid of the
right.
poison.
Yeah, potatoes are a nightshade.
Yes,
yeah.
there it is.
That brings up
There's
the
the
question.
image.
That brings up the question: are the potato the equivalent of humans when it comes to vegetables?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Spiteful little
Where's the
puppies that will
fucking
grow wherever
dirt?
they want.
Where's the fucking dirt?
The worst bit is that potato is still growing even without the dirt.
No, I think
That's
fungus.
why I
No,
like
I think fungus would be a very common food group in the wider reaches of space.
I wouldn't be shocked if they're like, oh, thank God, finally something normal when they finally see someone serving up mushrooms or something.
I mean, easy to
Right,
grow,
yeah.
grows in the dark, grows off of shit. That's basically, we need something to grow in deep space without a lot of light.
No, I'm not even talking about. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about as a food that would develop on any planet.
Yeah.
Like oxygen, for example. Oxygen, for example, is very rare. It's also incredibly caustic and kills everything that it touches. So not too many species would evolve to use oxygen as energy. In fact, a lot of life on Earth didn't use oxygen as energy for a very long time until those little fuckers that we learned about the mitochondria. The mitochondria was like, hey, I love oxygen. It gives me so much fucking energy. And then the eukaryote cell was like, wow, you're coming with me, little fucker. And they got kidnapped.
We're going places. Do I get a say?
No.
I mean, look, honestly, if you to make it even funnier, it's basically the pet dog of the cell.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great example of why you shouldn't try and overachieve at work.
True.
Don't forget the one thing that would probably baffle aliens is lemons because they're entirely man-made.
Lower testosterone. Actually, you know what? That's a fair point. Is testosterone might not be used. Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, especially if they're like a bug-based species, testosterone probably would not be used. Yeah.
It absolutely depends on where they would be classified by our standards. Like, you can't say they'd have lower testosterone. For all we know, we get unlucky and find out that the hyper-intelligent alien species also has 3 times the testosterone amounts we do, and actually are super fucking aggressive if you trigger that fight response.
See, that's the thing though, is that testosterone is a very potent drug in that it does make you more aggressive. It makes your skin stronger, muscles stronger, bones stronger. But it also makes you die like way quicker. Like we're talking like 10 years off your lifespan compared to like a human female.
Oh, sure. But again, like we can't assume. There's only so much we can assume about the alien species. What if the average alien that we meet, it's like, oh, our average lifespan is 200. Those guys' average is 100, but again, they have 3 times your testosterone, and they're built like a fucking chimpanzee in terms of...
Oh, yeah, sure, certainly. I mean, it's definitely possible, depending on the amount, like... well, that's the other thing, right, is that, like, we had that, you know, on Earth, in the form of Neanderthal. fucking massive people, like just fucking massive, brawny, wide people. And the problem for Neanderthal was energy consumption. There just wasn't enough food to sustain a large population of Neanderthal.
Also, humans sexy and humans fuck everything. So
well, yeah, sapien, yes. Well, it's not just that they were bred out; they were also outcompeted in terms of food. Because, like, the same amount of food that would maintain a family of 10 Neanderthals maintained 30 humans, sapiens.
Yeah.
And so it was just a case of it doesn't really matter how big and strong you are when you are so outnumbered.
Yeah.
You lose.
We did both. We did both the breed into them and breed their traits into us tactic, and those holdouts that did not interbreed with sapiens just got fucking outbred.
Yeah.
Well, no. They got murdered.
Side. They also got
murdered. Yes.
They got murdered.
It was a lot of factors that contributed.
Sapien is a violent little bundle of violence.
Yeah. Do you think aliens would be? Do you think aliens would be shocked about how quickly we can humans can imprint loyalty onto another? Like,
no,
we have friends, and we hear they've got beef.
I don't know.
And we hear they got beef. That means they've got they're now our enemies.
No, because I feel like that's a thing that a lot of alien sci-fi writers wish wasn't the case. But I feel like any species that actually makes it past the Fermi line is going to be a socialite species.
Yeah.
And so being able to socialize would not be a amazing thing.
I think they would love the fuck out of the friendship as power trope, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Oh, probably. But they'd also look at what we've done with dogs, cats, and other domesticated animals, and either shit a brick.
No, again, we're talking about a spacefaring species that, there was definitely design species.
You say this up until they're like, oh, so these are your companion, these are like your companion animals. Cool. And they're like, hey, let me introduce you to mine, and it's a space T-Rex.
Yeah.
Listen,
that would be pretty cool.
I would say if anything,
absolutely domesticated dinosaurs if we'd been alive at the same time.
If we could. Yeah, if we could,
100%
definitely.
If we could.
We would try. I just think it's a case of if aliens ever met us, they would be disgusted not by the fact that we've domesticated species and had force bred them to have certain traits. They would be more disgusted in the same way you would be disgusted with like the hygiene of an 8th century peasant. Where it's just kind of like, oh, why are you doing it like that? Oh, that's so terrible and inefficient.
They'd be like, here, use this technology to uplift man's best friend and let it be
This
your
is
best
my
friend.
emotional support, Utah Raptor. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
My support Utah Raptor. Oh, God. No.
Oh, no.
I would rather you have the support Velociraptor at that point, because at least I could punt it across the room.
This is my
human intelligent uplifted dogs would be either terrible or hilarious, one or the other.
This is my biological.
I mean, we already put up with redacted, so.
Yeah, this is my biological drone strike called a pterodactyl.
Yeah. Honestly, not that great at drone striking.
Yeah. Anyways, should we get back to fanfiction? We've been off topic.
Yeah, so anyway. Humans don't make good pets.
I'm gonna be honest, I really like the humanity fuck yeah fanfiction.
Yeah.
A lot. They're really fun.
I mean, there's a lot of stories that are okay, but there's a lot of ones that are like, wouldn't it be really cool if everyone freaked out over how we can be friends with each other? It's like, no. No, that'd be very basic.
I knew that we could be friends with everyone. I was just wondering if they'd be shocked at how quickly we imprinted on friendship and loyalty.
Sure, yeah, that's fair, yeah. I will say there's other things out there that people don't really realize is like humans, pound for pound, have way better muscles than even like a gorilla. It's just that gorillas have way more muscles, so it doesn't matter that the efficiency is lower.
Yeah.
But like on purely a muscle density and effectiveness level, human muscles are like way above a lot of things. Mostly because once again it comes down to that's why we can outlast everything.
We need to take the gorilla and we need to graft human muscles in there so we can make
and then we
more
make the gorilla fight.
No.
Yeah, so we combine the 100 men and the gorilla together.
No.
The 100 men and the gorilla fused together and released into Ohio.
The Gorilla Man.
We don't need Saiyans, all right?
The Gorman.
The Gorman.
Such a choice here.
The Gorman.
Better
The
yet,
Gorman.
the Mangor.
No, they'd just be Saiyans at that point.
Yeah, but we can still release them on Ohio though, so either way it's a win.
Ohio hasn't done anything to you. Release them on California, on the other hand.
Still don't know why people have been dogging on Ohio.
I have no idea.
A TikTok thing. No, to be fair though, I did drive through Ohio on my trip west. That shit was like fucking like, I was like, holy goddamn, this place fucking sucks.
The issue with Ohio is that there's just a whole mess of nothing.
Yeah, that's same for Illinois and Nebraska.
No. Illinois has Chicago.
No, well, Ohio has Cleveland and Columbus.
I can't go to the beach in Cleveland.
It's alongside two of the lakes.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Do you know how I know that,
wouldn't
Max?
want to.
Because Ohio is still free.
All right,
Ohio got to him.
I'm just gonna have to mute Atin for Ohio's sake, apparently.
Yeah, no, but I will say, like, I do enjoy the humanity fuck yeah stories that are like, oh yeah, humans' resistance to chemicals is cool, and it's like, yeah, that is kind of cool. Like, because it's like, you have to think about this, right?
Drink poison for fun?
Yeah, like, you have to think about this, right? Like, there's a lot of qualities that are kind of mandatory for you to become a spacefaring species. And so it's really stupid and boring when they're like, oh, humans are like crazy. They're like gonna fight for each other instead of each being a solitary warrior of an island. And it's just like, no, it's like you have to be a social species to make it to the stars. Unless you're uplifted.
Yeah.
I'm fine if the uplifted
Unless you're
aliens
uplifted.
got some weird traits going on.
Yeah,
But, like-
wasn't that
Yeah,
actually
because without
something that
advanced-
happened in
without-
the Covenant? Like the brutes were an uplifted
Yes.
race, and that's the only reason they were able to take over while still being
Yep.
massive fucking dickheads who operated alone.
Yes.
Yeah, because
The only
without
reason
being
why was because they're
uplifted-
given tech.
Without uplifted technology, you can only really have a group actually having spacefaring tech and work, because one person can't fix and maintain everything,
Yeah.
Yup.
essentially. So
Yeah, so it's just like I'm fine with human traits of the humanity fuck yeah stories that are like, yeah, so humans, they consume poison and they are disproportionately strong and disproportionately able to take hits and run for way longer. And you're like, I'm fine with them pointing out persistence predation traits because that is a very unique set of traits for a species to have. And then on top of that, it is no, you don't need persistent predation to become a spacefaring species. Like that's no relevance.
that's
So you
human
having a
horror stories
story,
from aliens
Yeah.
calling human horror stories where this animal stole the human's dinner once and he hunted it down for 5 days, chasing it the entire time. It was horrifying. He didn't stop at all, just walked after it again and again.
I mean, I would say more like horror stories of like Alien Colony. They have these
Yeah.
like giant creatures outside the colony, and they usually like these big walls. And then one day, like 40 human tourists just land, and they're all really heavily armed, and everyone thought they were pirates at first, but then they just left the colony, and everyone's kind of like, what the fuck?
Huh?
And then they hear shit tons of gunshots, screaming, yelling, and then over the horizon, they come dragging this giant corpse of the creature, and they're like, hey, does anyone have anywhere to, like, butcher this thing? And it's just like,
what do you mean?
What the fuck?
We want to know how it tastes. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you said you were tourists. We are. We're
We are.
sampling the food.
This
Rude.
But yeah, it's just stories like that. I would just be like, all right, that's pretty funny, you know.
Yeah.
Or you know, or if you want to have humans be very unique in the fact that we come from a high gravity, you know, compared to the rest of the world, a high gravity environment, and so therefore we're significantly more dense than a lot of the other species. I'd be like, okay, that's fair enough, fine. Or, you know, humans have to be the ones wearing the spacesuits because they are, you know, everyone else on average breathes methane. Humans breathe oxygen, so humans have to be in these fucking bulky spacesuits to keep the oxygen in.
High
You know.
atmosphere, also high gravity.
You know what the best part about that is,
Yeah.
Sneaky? That would turn us into the grunts. We would
Yes.
have the little explodey backpacks
Yeah.
you shoot.
Yes, exactly. True. Except being humans, we would end up over-armoring everything, and then everyone would be walking around in power armor.
That
I mean, eventually, yeah.
would.
Ah, Alvor, how you doing? Here with your Balkan Curse of Pestilence?
The worst thing about humans is they explode when you shoot them. But, yeah, so what we were talking about originally, right, we were originally talking about this story here where the author self-inserts themselves into a gender-swapped, childish version of themselves where everyone thinks it's funny when they act like a little shit. Just visiting, I'm tired. Don't worry, this story will make you more tired. We spent 2 hours trying not to read it. That's no way for a young lady to talk, a smooth, deep voice says calmly from behind me. Looking behind me, I see a thin man, easily twice my size, if not more. Fair-skinned, relaxed posture, dark, slicked back hair. Wearing dirty white button-up and blue jeans. He almost looks like Johnny Depp, if I'm honest. Why is he covered in so much blood? Hi? I say diminutively. God, why am I panicking so much? I'm normally calm under stress. I don't know, maybe it's the fact that you're in the body of a female child?
Or it could be the blood, you know.
Or it could be the blood, yeah.
There's a big difference between calm under stress and, wow, this guy's bleeding a lot.
That's true. Well, not bleeding a lot. He's not bleeding a lot. He's covered in blood.
You're right, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, that's a lot of blood! Don't worry, none of it's mine. That doesn't make it better!
That makes it
Sure,
worse.
that makes it worse. Significantly worse.
Whose blood? Oh, well,
Whose blood?
you know.
Don't worry, they're not using it anymore. That does not improve things!
What'd you say?
That makes it even worse. Why aren't they using him more? Well, they're quite dead, you see. Quite thoroughly dead.
Jack Slash dressed like Jack Sparrow. True. Hello there, little girl! I understand this is not the calmest of situations, but that's no excuse for foul language. Why does he seem familiar? Why is there a rising sense of urgency in my gut? Wait! Little girl? He called me a little girl? Why is this surprising to you? You just had a freak out about how high and girlish your voice sounds, and you encounter a normal-sized person and they're twice your size. You are a little girl. Why is this shocking information?
His brain has not caught up and analyzed that, oh, wait, my body state is different from what it was before for some fucking reason. I don't know. That should be like the first thing you notice. There's literally a sense for it. It's proprioception. It is the sense of body.
I think we should get Author Knows Nothing on this, because apparently they became a Case 53 from a natural trigger, not from Cauldron.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Being a... Okay. Is it a... Wait, hang on. Is it a furry, or is it a kimono mimi?
It's a kimono mimi.
Then that's not technically Case 53.
That's what they've put it as, though. And apparently their shard notally has the answer to entropy, but talks to the person while going through their trigger, because they're awake and conscious.
Oh, so they took the neg entropy thing too. Well, that's dumb.
Yes. And now they need to escape and avoid Jack at all costs.
Jesus Christ.
Never connect to other shards. God, this is so bad.
Hey, Atin, is this true?
What?
News.
I have that channel muted most of the time.
Is leaving Chicago because of crime.
I mean, it wouldn't, strictly speaking, surprise me. I can't comment on whether or not that's true. I don't know.
I mean,
it's more likely that they're leaving specific isolated sections of Chicago. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if they're losing more money because of crime than they're making on sales, then of course they're going to shut down and move somewhere else. So
yeah, well, but like I said, it's not like they're leaving Chicago. They're probably going, wow, this particular section of the city keeps getting mugged, or significant crime rates prevent us from easily doing business here. So shut it down.
True. Yeah. I mean that is how food deserts work. So yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. So 90% I was running away, 10% I was looking for a surface to look at myself in. Getting to the end of the alleyway, I'm greeted by a horrific sight of corpses everywhere, mauled, mutilated, in every other state of carnage. Yep.
Is this a rewrite of a Gunnar story? Because I vaguely remember reading something like this, like.
Not that I'm aware of. He's been writing this. Well, he's been writing this for 3 years, so.
Gotcha, because this sounds almost exactly like a
well, do keep in mind it. Yeah, well, do keep in mind it is a CYOA story, so there is going to be a lot of similar story beats.
Yeah, I got you then. Never mind. I just thought I recognized it.
I mean, you might have. I mean, it might get goonery later. I mean, it does have the author turning himself into a small childish girl. So you never know. Well, yeah, rated M.
Rated M.
See, that could, if you played that 100% straight, that could be a genuinely horrifying moment. Especially if you just start running into simple things like, hey, I was an adult. I used to be able to open things, and now all of a sudden I'm weaker, slower. My senses are off. My sense of balance is off. I keep hitting my.
I used to be able to get keys out of my pocket and get them in the lock on time in one attempt. Now I'm stuck scrabbling because what the fuck is fine motor control? I'm 5.
Yeah,
true.
Like that would be horrifying, just as a change. But I mean,
it'd be a pretty mixed bag. Yeah, it's for different reasons. I mean, it'd be a pretty different mixed bag for me, simply because oh wow, I can walk without it hurting, and I can run without it hurting, and I can see without it hurting.
I have depth perception.
I can fight.
The body's no longer
Can you imagine our brains trying to stop compensating for not having depth perception?
Well, I mean, it really depends. In that sort of case, you probably wouldn't end up with the same brain, because, I mean, if you did have the same brain, you would be
I guess it. Well, no. I guess it would be a question of how much does does learned habit affect.
Oh, it would definitely be a case of you overcompensating because like now your vision's normal, so you're now like grabbing things 3 inches away in the wrong spot because you're used to seeing something and then knowing that 3 inches away is actually where you need to aim, and then you're constantly grabbing things that aren't there because you're not actually seeing it wrong now.
Yeah, or my personal favorite sneaky, putting down glasses like cups, mugs, bowls, plate, like, because for at least for us, and well, Max has seen this. We'll be moving at a normal speed, and then right before it goes down, brain goes slow it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're gonna smash it into the floor and break it, stupid.
Or put it on the edge and not realize it's on the edge until your hand bashes it because you weren't looking. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, honestly, like I said, it would be a really mixed bag for someone like me because there's a lot of health issues that would get solved by not being in the body I'm in anymore. So it's like, yeah, sure, on one hand, I'm a child now or a girl. But on the other hand, I don't have brain damage anymore, and my wrists work.
On the third hand, literally, Amy Panacea exists and could give you a gender change.
Yeah, but she's not gonna fucking do that because, well.
Yeah, she wouldn't do that. It's a cosmetic thing. You would have to literally spend years working on her to get her to do a cosmetic change.
Yeah. And then there's also Tinkertech that could probably.
You have a hard time holding the game controller with your tiny hands? Not the opposite. My hands are fucking huge. I just have very poor fine motor control with them because, you know.
I think you were supposed to say you would have a hard time holding it with tiny hands.
Yeah, well, okay. Now, as far as Panacea goes, I mean, there's the argument that you could get her to, like, change gender if someone truly requires it, but, like, on the other hand, she could probably just go in and fix the underlying chemical imbalances.
Yeah,
no, that would
require it.
Well, it would require, it would be brain stuff, but also at the same time, she wouldn't do the body stuff simply because it's not a critical injury. It would be a cosmetical thing.
Yeah, it's not life-threatening. I'm sorry. Photo. Nope, can't say that.
Like she's literally rejected. Canonically, I think it was like $15 million, $5 million. She was offered something millions of dollars to like make a rich person less fat. Like that's it. Like not change their entire biology, just make them less fat. And she said no. So.
Which is fucking dumb.
But yeah, I'll kill myself if you don't change me. Panacea canonically would reply, "Yeah, I don't care."
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, Panacea would just look at them and be like, "Put a finger on them. Go ahead, try."
Carol sort of gave her a very specific mindset, not always for the best.
Although I
realize
not
obviously
could probably do the same. Tinkertech could probably do that as well eventually if you find the right tinker.
I mean, it's well, no, it's really 50-50 on that because Tinkertech, even before Wildbow shit all over it in Ward, was always really big on the non-permanency of anything it does.
Well,
hold on. The only tinkers that ever did anything permanent were tinkers that had a consumable tinker type.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, which
no,
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw's not consumable.
No.
Yes,
but she did make permanent. Okay, well then, I mean, she now she could just be the exception, right?
No, she doesn't make permanent upgrades. She has to maintain all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, well there is the weed smoker in Boston. You know who I'm talking about.
Blasto, who makes clones.
Blasto,
yeah.
Thank you. No, he doesn't
degrade.
make clones.
Who degrade?
He makes things to do with plants.
And they degrade.
Clones.
And they degrade.
But
Yeah,
and
they
died.
degrade.
He could make some kind of medicine. Say, I want to lose weight. Okay, he can make some medicine to do it. You take it, you lose your fat. Done. It's on you.
I don't know if he
keep
can
that
make
up,
medicine,
obviously.
dude.
I don't think he can.
He makes medicine canonically. I think.
No, he makes weed.
Yeah.
I think what you would have to do with a tinker is you would have to, instead of saying I want to do cosmetic changes, it would have to be very narrowly specified. So Blasto would be, oh, I want to create a strain of marijuana that'll accelerate a person's metabolism like 20 times. And then
he'd do it.
You would also have to be like the drawback of, well, my metabolism while I'm using this stuff is massively accelerated, so I might be able to actually starve myself to death if I'm not careful.
Exactly.
So you're saying he makes weed that gives you the munchies, the super munchies,
hyper munchies,
pretty much. Yeah.
No, see that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, you either have people like Braincase, who could build TinkerTech Cranium, right? Yeah, that's what it was, Cranium. That could build TinkerTech to take someone's brain and put it into a different body, technically, but I would assume at that point, canonically, how things go, pre-Ward, of course, that there would likely be some sort of TinkerTech that would need to be maintained to keep the body from rejecting you. Because the last thing you need is lupus in the brain.
Get the brain, lupus!
Finally, House was right. It was lupus.
Oh, no, hang on. He's been right a time or two. I think it was lupus exactly 3 times.
Yes. To be fair, I do appreciate that the reason why House always says lupus is he says lupus because he would prefer that it was an autoimmune disorder and not the patient being an incredible fucking retard.
But it's almost always the patient.
It's almost always the patient's an incredible fucking retard.
And they lie about it, of course, because everyone lies.
Everyone lies, yes.
Just once, I want House to run into a patient completely truthful. What's wrong with you? Well, I did this, and this.
I thought she was hit by a driver who was texting.
No, she
was on the phone. That's even dumber.
It was later revealed she was.
Oh my god, that's even I had always fucking remembered it as she was hit by someone on the phone, not that she was the one on the phone. Oh my god, that makes it even stupider. Oh, you can't use a phone because your mom's retarded and used her phone and she died. That is the dumbest logic I have ever heard, though. Oh my god.
I thought it was that Taylor had sent her a text. Her mom read it and tried to reply, and then she had a car crash.
No, Taylor didn't have a phone then. No, Taylor did not have a phone.
She was just on her phone apparently when the collision happened, so it was most likely a call.
Wow.
Yeah, quite literally, she was on her phone, crashed, and so Taylor and Danny were like, no, phones were what made her crash, not her own inability to not be on one.
Yeah, so... Yeah, and I know that she was on her phone on a call, I thought so, but I know that Fennon also makes it that she was on a call with Taylor when she wasn't.
Yeah, no, she was not on a call with Taylor. We're never told what she was on a call with, but Taylor never had a phone in the first place, because you got to keep in mind the family wasn't that well off.
Yeah.
Like, she was using, like, Taylor's computer was her mom's old computer or some shit like that from, like, the 90s.
A very old one.
Yeah.
So they were definitely not well off enough to give their daughter a cell phone.
You thought, yeah, she ran a red
She
light.
ran a red and got T-boned. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's her own fucking fault.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like she was on the phone, got into a crash because she was paying more attention to the phone. And their reaction to that isn't, okay, no phones in the car or something. It's, no, cell phones are evil. Cell phones killed my wife.
Oh,
well, I mean, yeah, Sneaky, the answer to that is really simple. They're doing their best to hide from the fact that their mother and wife was stupid. Like, that's not surprising. That's called denial, and that's really normal.
I'm aware. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna fucking mock them for it.
110%, but, just... I say that's one of the things that's easy to fudge and probably should be fudged in a story. Hey, distracted by a text, look down for a second. Other person is oncoming, drunk driver, boom. Simple as. It's not a good way to die, but Wildbow's not good at deaths in general. So back to the weird story that hopefully isn't going to turn into the certain type of thing that deserves a wood chipper.
So anyway, let's see here. Corpses are everywhere. She runs into Slaughterhouse 9. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Wah, 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 wah. Blah, blah, blah. Snapping out of my breakdown, I start to back away into the alley. Now, Jack said, stepping behind me, we can do away with all that. I found this little one in the alley. We can all play a little game. I'm gonna have a little sister. Maybe. We'll see how she behaves. We'll have to clean that potty mouth from earlier. Bad words are for bad girls. I don't want a little sister if she's gonna be bad. Jack nods his head sagely. Blah, blah, blah. Roll medals. Game of tag. Oh my god, I'm being recruited. Self-preservation first. Figure out the rest later. Sure. But you have until sundown. Blah, blah, blah. We're gonna chase you. Tag, you lose, you die. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Shit. I need a minute to process this. God, this is so fucking Reddit. This is so Reddit. That's crazy. I'm sorry, I can't fucking sympathize on this one. I don't know. Are people not able to react to situations? I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people will freeze, fight, flee, freeze, and fawn. It looks like they're freezing. If they haven't really been in high stress situations before, that's one of the most common responses is just to freeze up.
Oh well.
No.
That says something about my childhood.
Oh yeah, 110%.
Yeah, your childhood was fucked, surprising no one.
Yeah.
At the same time, just scrolling through this, what was their power again? Did they establish what it was?
We did not. They have not. They're just a fox girl right now in the first chapter, and that's it. That's where it stops off, I believe.
Well, even
oh my god, we're still on this stupid fucking fox girl bullshit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Because you guys keep pulling me away from it. We could have been done with this. We could have found the cancer story. But no! You had to let the curse continue.
This is the cancer story.
I haven't gotten cancer from this yet.
I would say that this is a...
Author's just fucking stupid.
Unless they have a really good power, this is just a no-win situation.
Oh, they're overpowered. Don't worry. They said it in the summary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then just kill the 9. Your power is at least to a degree instinctual. You can just shoot them.
Instinctual, unless you need to dramatically dramatize everything, then it's not instinctual. You know, if you have the writing ability of a fucking Redditor.
Hey.
Dumbest death I've ever seen was when someone ran into a pole. I ran into a pole as a kid. I dented the pole.
Yeah, Sneaky, you also got a concussion, and you just tend to forget that part.
I didn't get a concussion. I've never gotten a concussion.
A concussion gave him amnesia.
Sneaky, do I really need to explain to you what the problem with your thought process is there?
No. I've never gotten a concussion.
Memory.
No, I explicitly remember the entire fucking thing. I wasn't paying attention because we were leaving the restaurant.
That does not mean you did not receive a concussion.
It does mean I didn't it does mean I didn't have short-term memory loss or something. I didn't get a fucking concussion out of it. I don't know where you're getting this idea that I got a concussion.
So you can have a concussion and not actually know you have a concussion. Hang on, let me pull this up.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was like, what would you say, 8 or 10-ish around that period of time. We were at the beach. We were leaving a restaurant. I wasn't really super enthused about the restaurant. I was more concerned with playing Pokemon Emerald. And we turned out of the restaurant. It was one of the restaurants that had like a yawning over it. And I walked straight into the yawning pole, dented it, and then stepped backwards, walked around it, and kept playing my game. And I didn't even realize I ran into the pole until my family started laughing at me and said, "Sneaky, you just ran into a pole." And I looked up at them. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "That pole over there, you just ran into it." I was like, "Huh?" And I look down and I feel my head. I'm like, "Oh, my head is lumpy. Oh, that hurts. Oh, I did run into it." And then I went back to playing Pokemon Emerald.
Jesus.
Yeah, none of those things happened. So I didn't get a concussion. My skull's really fucking hard, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, there's an argument that you've been irritable and cranky the rest of your life, but...
I mean, was a very introverted but very happy child to be around. I became irritable and cranky when I became a teenager and was abused by my family for about 8 years. That kind of makes people irritable and cranky.
True.
Anyway, so they proceed to piss, shit, and cum themselves as they're running, and crying, and they're reeing, and I don't know why the Siberian's smirking at me. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? 10, tag, you're it. I scream and fall over on the blood-soaked pavement as searing pain spreads across my back. Looking back, I see he's not removed, but he's holding a knife in his hand. Oh, right, I forgot. He has powers. I try to get up, but I see the Siberian grinning menacingly down at me. Oh, who just left?
Alvor.
Ah, yeah, typical.
Well, hopefully he gets some decent sleep.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. You know the rules, count to 10. Why am I getting flashbacks to Tokyo Ghoul? Probably because that's where you're pulling it from. Idiot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Siberian takes her foot off me and I get up, Jack and Bonesaw being nowhere in sight. The Siberian looks down at me with a devious expression. Yeah, no, I would never tag the Siberian. That could be possibly the dumbest thing you could ever do in a game with the Slaughterhouse 9 is make the Siberian the one to come after you. That sounds really stupid. Yeah. So let's see a giant mega mind genius thing the author's going to come up with here.
Siberian.
No, I'm not giving the essentially murder hobo JoJo stand a free ticket to hunt me. I can do this. I just gotta last a few hours and tag someone. Distracted by my thoughts, I trip over something, fall face first, crack, I look up, I think I broke my nose. I see a huge blackish green eldritch abomination of a creature. Well, it looks like I'm it then. 1, 2. I couldn't jump to my feet faster as I ran as fast as I could. Blah, 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 blah. I threw bags of trash on top of myself to try and hide inside the bin of refuse. After what felt like hours, but probably was only half of one, I felt the trash can get thrown. Featureless gray faceplate staring at me, grabs my right arm. Ow, please stop. I miss nerve damage. Stops and drops me. Bloody, mutilated forearm. It grabs my head with its ceramic hand. Twist painfully, face the carvings. Tag, that's what that was for. Why not just carve it on the bricks? I recognize mannequin. Why is this happening? What do you want? There's no help in sight. Mannequin starts carving into my arm again. Why? Oh god, why? This isn't fun. You know, I think I remember reading, I think Alvor's right. I do remember reading a story like this a really long time ago. Maybe this is their V2.
Potentially.
Yeah.
This is their first pick, so unless they base off another one like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like this was back in like the Worm era, so this is like 2016, like Alvor said. It does feel like I've read this story before. Because I definitely never clicked on this story. Like back in 2016, I clicked on fucking everything. But like these days, me clicking on this story, no way in hell I would have put. I put this story on ignore on QQ. So I mean, I don't. Also, why the fuck would you ask a question to Mannequin after he just finished carving your arm up to say tag you're it? I feel like that's
stupid.
Yeah.
Really stupid. Yeah, if you know he's going to answer questions by carving you up, maybe stop asking questions.
No, keep asking questions. Please.
So then he starts carving her other arm and says, count. 1, 2, blah, blah, blah. Disappearing over the ledge. As soon as he's gone, I'm crying again. Ugly, pathetic sobbing. And then I triggered. Wait. So you teleport to Worm, lose your memory, or in the body of a little girl before you triggered.
Yes.
Natural trigger. It's one of the QYOA options.
I'm aware what it is. I'm just pointing out that I would tolerate a story that turned the OC into a child fox girl. But if we're also going to have to suspend our disbelief that randomly, for some reason, the OC, who was previously a 30-something-year-old male, got teleported into Worm, lost their memory, turned into a child girl, and then triggered to get fox girl powers? Like, come on.
This was too much for Aura. This was too much for Aura.
This story was too much for Aura.
So ass, he dipped.
Oh, all the trash we've had on this podcast this is one of like handful that got him to just say nah, fuck this.
Now, to be fair, authors' barely fetish stories are a very hard pill to swallow. Usually, it usually ends up being a pillow to smother yourself with. But yeah, no.
I've asked it a few times, and this isn't gonna get me bingo. But can we get randomly abusive? Because it's randomly abusive to us to read this.
No.
I feel abused.
Good.
You will be if you keep opening your damn mouth.
But yeah, no. This is God. This is oh.
Come on, you want to say it, don't you?
Use your words.
No, be very careful what words you use.
No, this is genuinely awful, simply because how stupid it is. Because I hate ABF stories. I hate ABF stories so fucking much. You don't understand. It's just so frustrating because they could have so easily just started with them being a fucking fox girl. They lost their memories, CYOA, blah blah blah, whatever. I would be like, okay, entry level position, I'm buying it, sell me on the rest of it, okay? And then they're like, no, actually, no. They get teleported into Worm. They're turned into a little girl by nothing. They're just a little girl now. And they've forgotten everything important about their life besides general knowledge. I'm like, okay, so far you are telling me about the dream you had last night that made your pee-pee hard. I would really prefer you shut the fuck up. I hate that shit so fucking much. And they always get defensive about it. They always get so fucking defensive about it. It's just part of my story, brother. Yeah. Every single time I comment on something when something's a blatant fetish being shoved into the story, and I comment on it how it's stupid and weird, they get so fucking defensive, and it's just like I'm not angry that it's in the story. I'm angry that you're jamming it in like a goddamn triangle into the circle hole.
Well, you're not supposed to kink shame, Sneaky.
I will kink burn. I will kink persecute. I will hang the kink. By the fucking time I'm done with a website, the only kink left would be the knot.
Ooh.
That,
Oh.
You know, yeah,
I was saying the knot. Words better there, sir.
No. See, the intention of me saying that was the kink in the rope is the knot that they're hanging from.
Yes, Sneaky, we are aware.
Yeah, I'm aware. Then I stopped, replayed that sentence back, and I said, wait, no, hold on, fucking furries.
See, I saw that going differently in my mind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fair. Now, to be fair, I think this does go to show that I don't think about dog dick. So, it's not something that comes to mind generally when I'm talking about things.
It was a Freudian slip. We know what's on your subconscious.
It's a Freudian slip. Yeah, sure. Okay, buddy.
No, sign. It's a Freudian lick.
I mean, I was gonna say more Freudian dick, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Stream's been going on for.
But yeah, it's just here's the thing, Sneaky. Normally, I would be on your side with this, but you were specifically talking about kinks, and if I'm gonna talk about kinks,
no, that's fair.
You bet those fucking weirdos.
No. Well, I mean, well, sure, but I mean,
said,
also just hanging people in general is gonna get the fucking auto asphyxiation people hard. So I mean, it is what it is. Some of them are gonna die hard.
Yeah. For the thing is, my mind went to the bondage freaks who like being tied up when he said not.
Okay, you know what? That's also again. These things didn't come to mind. Here I am thinking about noose of all the people I'm gonna fucking execute by hanging, and everyone else around here is like, yeah, bondage, yeah. Oh man, I love it when dog dick.
Back to autoerotic asphyxiation there.
We're not angry like you are at this. You seem to be actually taking offense at this story's existence.
Oh, I am.
As one should.
No, I am.
Me, I'm just too sick to feel something like that. So
wait, holy shit! I have a Royal Road ad from way back, and I don't think I've ever posted it. That comes to mind now. Oh no! Do I want to know?
Post it.
What part of this discussion reminded you of the Royal Road ad? The part where I'm executing people, or the dog dick? Because I'm really concerned here, Phoenix.
I mean, it's Phoenix. It's a 50-50 chance.
Exactly why I am concerned. Anyway. Oh no, I'm having a trigger event. Ah, a trigger event. Oh my god. Is that what the entities look like? Ah, this is my trigger event. Ah, my trigger event. My trigger was to be pushed to the point of standing up for myself.
No, hang on a second. They've been stabbed. They're being chased by a psychopath. Like,
yes. Yeah, that is.
My trigger was being pushed to finally stand up for myself.
Yeah, well, the specific wording, push to the point of fighting back, stop taking punishment, and give as good as I got. And it's like, okay, so you've learned, you have a backbone, and you've learned the fight response of fight or flight.
Yes. And finally hitting that fight response was the trigger event. Okay.
No, I think that's their power. Their power is they finally are ready to throw.
My power renders me functionally immortal. I can be hurt. I can't be harmed. My body will always be healthy no matter what, shaping at my desire and will. I absorb energy, store it, and redirect it, and use it to empower myself. So, literally, like, accelerator
doesn't
plus
battery literally do that?
Battery does that, but also...
Battery, yeah.
No, not battery, not battery.
Also, I can use this energy to craft illusions upon other people. Wait, that's literally fucking magic.
Yes.
Oh, Sneaky. This is author not even barely finished. I recognize that one. That one's not from the normal CYOA. That's from the worm lewd CYOA.
Of course it is.
What, the body always being healthy?
The illusion is meant to haunt or reprogram someone. It is what it is.
But it's okay. This person's using it for non-lewd versions, so they're just overpowered.
Against the wall.
Well, what's the age rating on the story? Because if it's M.
Yeah, it is M. This is why I thought so.
Yeah.
Alright, author, up against the wall.
The thing is, it could also be M just because of the Slaughterhouse 9. Because those belong.
Is that my shard? Affirmative. Aren't I supposed to be unconscious? Data time. Okay, that's a thing. My shard's letting me stay conscious because data. Is the reason I'm not unconscious and not panicking is because you're partitioning the stress from my brain.
Do you need me to escape from Jack's slash new side and come
That's not how that works at all.
It is now.
Okay,
that's what I was gonna say during the trigger
Affirmative.
event.
Why aren't shards all on the same network working together? Why are you trying to hide data? My shard is not the warrior or the thinker. It also has the answer to entropy.
Yeah.
So it can manifest energy. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yes.
So wait, why would you need to absorb energy then if you can manifest it?
Because the author's an idiot. But that's also why I
the one thing, all shards would kill themselves. On the bright side, due to being immortal, I can literally never die, as my shard will never run out of juice to heal me with. On the downside, I now have a giant target on my back, as the shard status as a deviant foreigner. Shard being able to forcibly connect other shards, escape primary, speculation secondary. Curse my tiny body. Leviathan devastates Newfoundland, blah, blah, to you. Please no. See, Bonesaw, you need to be my little sister now. Looking, was gonna suck so hard. Come on, I don't think we're allowed this far out from the others. Let's go. Coming up to me, I act facts. Tag you it? No, I'm here to bring you back. You can't tag me while I'm getting you. That's the rules. Jack says you're it. That doesn't count right now, says me. You didn't make the rules, Jack did. Jack wants me to get you. Jack said if you're it, count to 10. Fine, I'll count when we get back. Then I'll tell you you're a cheating cheater. And blah blah blah, count, blah blah blah, zip ties, fuse box, blah blah blah. And I make a toaster, put it in the microwave. Don't do. I take the toaster and put it in the microwave?
Oh no, he's committed heresy. Someone let Infant know.
What kind of fucking microwave can fit a toaster in it?
Yeah, that's what I thought
as
well.
It's a small toaster, Sneaky.
No,
no.
Sign! I don't know of a single toaster microwave combination.
Yeah.
That has to be.
I'm sure there's microwaves large enough.
No, well, yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's like industrial microwaves large enough that are like used at like restaurants or something. But like.
But a lot won't be able to close the microwave, and there's a lot of microwaves even from like a decade ago that won't turn on if you don't fully close the door.
Yeah.
So
what's the point of this story? Oh, okay, so that's easy to answer the question, LeMay. The point of this story is the author has their PP get hard when they write this. That's the point of the story. It's the author's fetish.
Because they really want to be a fox girl or whatever.
Yeah, they want to be a little fox girl who gets to act bratty and everyone thinks is adorable for doing so, instead of being obnoxious like they currently are and everyone thinks is annoying.
Yes.
Also, I found a story with a worse summary than signs.
What's this one now? Oh boy, okay, let's see here.
Front page. It's at the worm front. It's on the worm page.
Clark's Law. Taylor gets a new friend. I am posting once a week on Saturdays. Side note. I appreciate hustle. I am not looking commission art based on any stories. I already have an artist in the family. If I'm going to commission them, it would be through them. Bro got fucking gassed up by goddamn bots.
He's trying to prevent the bots from shit posting.
Yeah.
No, you prevent the bots from shit posting by doing two things: Curse of Ra and Tiananmen Square.
Chinese bug spray.
Like this fucker summary is literally just Taylor gets a new friend.
Oh god, Curse of Ra. That was the funniest shit ever. Fuck you, Curse of Ra deletes 20 reviews.
Upon you.
Anyway, so
holy
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jack Bonesaw screeches as she runs out of the store. I sigh in relief and turn off the microwave. That whole thing about toasters blowing up in the microwave, it's a myth. Metal doesn't blow up when you put it in the microwave.
Oh, he's retarded.
Yep. Well, no, it's not that he's retarded. It's he can't understand something that hasn't happened to him. It's never happened to him.
I want one of these
I
now.
pull the toaster out of the microwave. Ow, hot. As I drop it, I feel the thermal energy get absorbed into me. So while I can't be damaged by heat, it still hurts. Yay. Yeah? I grab it again, pushing through the pain as I absorb the energy. Okay, I got this. Wait, why aren't you just generating infinite energy for your abilities if you have the ability to generate infinite energy? Why is the infinite energy only relevant for your healing? If you have infinite energy...
that's why.
I hate it so much!
Because then it would be too easy, Sneaky, and the character would be a blaster, and all they do is throw out infinite laser beams. And that's just not fun.
I feel the energy inside me, but it's not much, not enough to escape with. I go over to the coffee maker. I use the energy to enhance my strength to rip it apart. Pulling the metal pieces out of the coffee maker, I plug the toaster in and turn it back on. This is gonna hurt so much. I stick the metal into the toaster and everything was agony.
Hey, dumbass, why don't you just grab a fork and stick it in a light socket at this point? If you're willing to take the pain and you can't be killed and you need juice, just go straight to the source. Stop converting it and losing.
No, that's the worst part. He's saying that he is sticking the metal bits into the toaster as if that causes a short.
It doesn't.
I know, that's what I'm saying, is that he thinks just jamming metal bits into a toaster will cause him to be electrocuted.
Maybe with one of the very old design toasters, if you hit the wrong spot, yes. But hitting the coils,
Air
no.
fry microwave? What the fuck? That's not how that works.
Apparently it is with that. That is a 5-in-1. We got to talk about microwaves and toasters.
You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like it does 5 things real shit.
True.
Oh no, look at the reviews. It's got 19,000 reviews, or ratings rather, and it's at 4.5 stars. And yeah, that could be some bot shit.
Ray makes an excellent point, by the way.
3.5 hours. Well, I've been waiting for Sneaky to say that this fic has given him cancer. But otherwise, I was planning to lose
This fic has not given me cancer. This fic has given me rage.
But did the rage give you cancer?
If Rage gave Sneaky cancer, I don't think I'd have been friends with him for as long as we've been, because he wouldn't be here anymore.
Yeah, microwaves explode when you put metal in them. Yeah, like that's a proven myth. That's not a fucking...
Yeah,
it won't explode. You're gonna get some real interesting colors and some very
No, it literally does. Like, look at the video.
It can.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen
it's
to
not
the
as
author, so I don't think it's real.
It's not as likely on newer microwaves.
Oh yeah, no, newer ones. Yeah, sure.
Some of the metals that people accidentally stick in microwaves aren't as reflective as the older shit. But no, that absolutely was a danger.
You throw good old fashioned tinfoil in there, and it is full.
You get to watch Aurora Borealis and then spontaneous combustion all in one go.
Inside your kitchen at this time of the year?
Can I see?
No.
No.
If you're really lucky, you catch it right when it first starts arcing. Like we had some bowls that had like metal gold leaf trim on them. I didn't realize it wasn't gold paint. I put it in, set it for a minute, go to turn away, it starts arcing immediately. Slam the thing open. Oh shit! Go to pulling it out. Microwave survived, thankfully, but aluminum bowls are not microwave safe.
My stepbrother put tinfoil into the microwave.
I love that you stuck one of the best metals
conductive.
For conductivity.
Yeah. I did not know.
What were the odds it was actual gold flakes too, just for that?
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no, 100%. That's totally fair. Yeah.
I would say all of us are, and God help us for saying this one, on Sign's side here.
Yeah. Yes. God forgive me for saying this.
I'm gonna be honest. I would make that mistake in my 20s and 30s because it's like, oh, these are actual gold flakes. Oh shit, those are actual gold flakes.
Yeah. It wasn't just gold flakes. It was a line of gold leaf, a very thin line.
Oh,
it was
Jesus.
a line around the rim.
Just
layered on, apparently.
Unfortunately, gold don't need to be all that thick for the fun conductivity.
Yeah.
No.
There's a reason. There's a good reason gold is present in every fucking electronic, and the only thing that really changed is that we went with less gold because we realized more and more. One, we can make an alloy with little bits of gold because it's still insanely conductive. Two, we just made it plated and made it thinner.
Yeah.
Over time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go back.
Turns out you can just plate it and into copper, and then it works great still.
Yeah. Go back far enough on MOBOs, CPUs, and RAM sticks, CPUs especially, you will find solid gold in there.
Yep. That's part of why they were so expensive. Other than, technology being new and hard to produce.
Oh.
No, the important part about using gold for CPUs was that it wasn't reactive to the uranium fluoride that they had to use to etch it.
Oh, right. It was part of the process for making the CPU itself. They needed something.
Yeah. Etching material. Yeah.
It's also great at conductivity, heat dispersal, and a few other things that made it.
Oh, no. Gold is the only thing that beats gold is platinum in terms of conductivity and shit like that. Yeah.
Huh. Code Vein 2 is actually going to happen.
Yeah, everything but Bloodborne 2 has been announced.
No.
Everything is getting a sequel.
It's coming in a year.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Everything is getting a sequel besides Bloodborne.
I enjoyed my time in Code Vein. I didn't think it needed a sequel, much less deserved one. Like, it was a pretty good
definitely
story.
Not deserved one.
With, like, a nice bit of 1 to 2 hour post-game content to get your quote-unquote true ending and then some extra shit. I'm shocked. Where are they gonna go? What are they gonna do? Who said yes?
This is terrible.
Code Vein 2?
I hate it.
It's certainly interesting.
It is a choice, and I'm like I said, I did like the game. I enjoyed it. I played it all the way through. Who the fuck asked for Code Vein 2 over Bloodborne?
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm less concerned about sequels than I am about the need pragmatic.
My issue with Code Vein was in true Japanese fashion, my issue with Code Vein is that they added multiple playstyles that are literally not viable.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Code Vein had an issue that I was kind of shocked to find. Just like, some of the playstyles actually are just worse.
Yeah. There's a in Code Vein sign. There's a bunch of guns, but they'll suck.
Yeah, the guns are bad.
Well, why would
Which
they
is a
put them in
shame
if
because
they
I like
suck?
the guns.
But yeah, there's a whole playstyle
No,
based
guns
around
are-
using the guns, but you just can't fucking fight the bosses with them. They're just so
Yeah.
fucking bad.
So if you're
You
gonna
just-
fight the bosses, you need backup. If you're running a gun,
Yeah.
because you need
Oh,
someone
so
to tank them for you.
that was
Also, your ammo's super limited and based on consumables, and it's just always like,
And at
that's
the most,
all
your
bad.
ammo is for what's this for Code Vein?
Yeah.
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 And this is what I always hate. I'm always fucking baffled by this. I am perfectly fine with spells, guns, etc. being consumables, being limited number. Like you only got 20 shots before you gotta find the campfire again to reload. It's like, okay, fine. Those 20 shots, however, better be blowing shit away.
Yeah.
But
Like,
because everyone's fucking stupid for some reason, it's like, oh, well, but if we made the guns kill things from range, then that would be stronger than someone being able to smack something. It's like, no, you fucking moron, I have limited ammo, it's not stronger. That's why it's called balance. I can shoot things from far away, but I have 20 shots, so I have to make them count.
Yeah, which is why Bloodborne does it well with the shots being what you need to parry.
Yeah.
Or do a...
But yeah, it just frustrates me with these Japanese devs, game after game after game. They're like, oh, well, if we had this thing in here, that would disadvantage the melee tanks. It's like, okay, I don't give a shit if the tanks have infinite fucking stamina, they're not using consumables, then why am I using consumables to deal less damage? Explain that one to me.
Doesn't like guns.
Honestly,
for the most
the
part.
only thing that
Or
the
magic,
only thing that really
apparently.
made it frustrating was the game was made by FromSoft. They solved this with Dark Souls. They solved this with Bloodborne. They solved it with Armored Core.
They keep solving it and keep fucking it up.
You have the solution for this every single time. And Code Vein is where it's at its worst.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure Code Vein, I think the best style was actually my preferred style of just run around with giant sword and say no.
Yep.
To everything that looks at you the wrong way.
Oh yeah, dual blades also sucked. They were just so bad. They didn't do enough damage. They're like, oh, but you hit fast with them. It's like, yeah, and then the boss fucking slaps me across the arena.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you supposed to move around the boss and keep?
Nope, no, because you're animation locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Code Vein had a lot of animation locking. You had to be a lot more careful. In Code Vein, because the animation.
Code Vein was the classic fucking thing with like that Monster Hunter still suffers from this even now. Oh, the dual weapons are really cool and they're weak, but you get a lot of slashes in. It's like, okay, so how do I dodge? Well, you can't dodge because the slashes are one consecutive animation and you can't actually cancel out of that animation.
Why can't you?
Okay.
The only game so far I've seen that does a bunch of tiny dagger slashes correct, literally it's Elden Ring Night Rain. Because Duchess gets... It's only with Duchess. She gets a wild-ass melee combo.
She gets a 8/9 string that goes so fast.
That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, no, it's just like I'm saying, it is just so crazy that it is like, it is beyond frustrating, because the games are fun. I liked Code Vein. I actually did a significant amount of Code Vein before I quit. But like, when I encountered the third boss in a row that I couldn't fight with my preferred playstyle, because the Japanese hate that playstyle, I was just like, fuck this game.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did they put it in if
That's
not
my point.
viable.
Why would you put it in if it's not going to be viable?
Because they got to give the option, but they don't have to make it good.
Effectively.
Simple as that. Because then they know fans will complain. Well, why is there no ranged option? I've got these guys from a distance hitting me. Like,
God, they did such a good job in Elden Ring with ranged. I'm like, they did such. I say such a good job, but they did a better job than that they've been doing.
Well, I mean, bows are actually kind of useful and strong, especially if you set it up right. Like.
Right, but I'm saying, have you ever played Dark Souls 1 with a bow? It was hyper
Oh god, that's so bad.
Yeah, it
Dark
was.
Souls 1 with a bow was a different fucking beast to deal with.
The only reason to use a bow for Dark Souls 1 is for, like, Drake's sword at the start, and it's still ass trying to hit that.
The only reason that I got as good with the Dragon Great Bow as I did in all the Dark Souls games is because of the time I put into Dark Souls 1 with Sneaky, to the point where it did get to the point of I was able to accurately lead even invaders as the one dude that decided to run past the stairs thinking, I'll go for the hobble, thunk. I'll go for the mage, lava ball, I'll run back to the stairs, thunk in the back of the spine, throw a 2-dragon great bolt, and a chaos fireball. It's like, yeah, man, you invaded the wrong fucking world.
Oh, it's this one.
But yeah,
it's amazing how many invaders we got that were like dickheads in Dark Souls 1, either abusing weird fucking hitbox glitches or just wasting our time because they won't come fight us. I think you know what, Sneaky? I think the only honest invader we had was the dude that managed to knock you off because instead of staying in the room like I told you to, you decided to come see what was happening as I was blocking a
fucking rolled off the ledge.
No, you didn't roll off. I pushed you off because he pushed me from me blocking with the Great Shield.
Right.
That was the dude that
I was so dumb.
That was the one that accused us of being
that
a
was
couple.
so funny.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, stop hiding behind your boyfriend, but he makes such a good shield. Fair enough.
The fact that he even conceded that point was hilarious. He's like, yeah, no, I always build for sword and board, which means you're not getting through my shield unless you maxed out your stamina, motherfucker.
Which is very funny because I always build hyper magic, and that always goes great with the sword and border. Good times. Makes me want to play Elden Ring again. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on Tuesday, because there is, unfortunately, always more.